Turn it all out, told me every secret. Said that I care, asked do you mean it? It's been months since we've been okay. I'm putting off what's coming. Another night staring at the ceiling. You deserve to be alone, to be the one they're always thinking of. And I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you. Admit that I ignored it. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be alone. Struggling 'cause I'm all you have. You should know that's all in your head. 'Cause it's been weeks and you're not okay. You're putting off what's coming. It's alright to be scared of being lonely. Don't you know that you deserve to be alone? To be the one they're always thinking of. And I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you. Admit that I ignored it. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be. You deserve to be alone. You deserve to be. Tell me, is it clear that I still wanna be? I see you denying, but I know that I made it clear. I want you to know that I'll be close through the darkest when the sky is getting bright. I'll hold you and never let you go when you're falling. I'll be closer. I want you to know that I'll be close through the darkest when the sky is getting bright. I'll hold you and never let you go when you're falling. I'll be closer. I'll be
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody is having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back, welcome back. We got ourselves another wonderful, beautiful day. I want to dive back into some ALTS, get more Mythic Pluses out of the way, dude, because I am behind on some of the characters' gear. However, if you are trying to gear a bunch of ALTS or level them, 1017, I mean, we took a look at it a little bit last night on stream, and then I dug in a little bit deeper. The time walking event, the Turbulent Timeways event, plus Dream Surges, I mean, you can get some fat XP buffs. Like if you're looking to level a character and you're someone who, like if you have a lot of free time, you could level a character fairly quickly. It doesn't take that long. But if you're someone who wants to be hyper efficient, right? Maybe you just got like a busy work day, a work schedule, and there's only so much you can do in a single sitting. Bro, 10.17 will be a good time to come back. Like especially if you're coming back before 10.2 just to get a character like kind of sort of geared well enough in order to be able to do the next year's content, at least be able to like walk into Mythic Pluses and not fall over immediately. And if you just want to level a bunch of characters, the hyper efficiency of 10.17 could be kind of nuts. Let me get some music up and running. What is Turbulent Timeways? Let me explain. So, Turbulent Timeways was actually an event, that's a little loud, that they're bringing back. It was actually active for 10.07 before 10.1. And Turbulent Timeways kind of like, by the time, it's like, basically think of it just like back-to-back time walking dungeon events every single week, right? So that's essentially the idea behind it. Is you first week you're gonna have like time walking Burning Crusade, and then Wrath of Lich King, then Cataclysm, and the thing to go in order, or maybe they break up the order, but it's basically every single week you're gonna get a time walking dungeon. But wait, there's more, because every single one of these dungeons, the rewards are also better. So for doing your time walking dungeons, instead of getting a normal piece of gear of Aberrance gear, you get a heroic piece of gear. This means you can get the final big trinket, what is it called? The beacon from Sarkareth. You can get the cloak. You can potentially get Ashkandi on heroic just from it. It's pretty good gear in general. And like the heroic gear, even if you get like a normal, like a heroic ring or like a heroic pair of pants or whatever, a lot of this gear can be upgraded to be basically equivalent to Mythic with the crests and crest fragments, right? You put up a couple of worm crests in there, and then one single aspect crest, bam, 441 item, guaranteed at the very least. Beacon of the Beyond, dude, it's so good, yeah. But then there's also more. So there's also an achievement with the Turbulent Timeways event. They're also gonna have this potion that's gonna drop, I guess, from dungeons. We don't really know how you get it, but we do know that a potion does exist. I can actually pull it up here, maybe, yeah. Because I was doing a bit of research last night. See if I can pull up the actual potion itself. Because I was looking at some of those things. There we go. It's called Distilled Knowledge of the Timeways. So this is the item itself. So this potion right here, let me do it like this. Just to make it a little bit easier, yeah? Just because my big head covers everything anyway. This potion is pretty good. It's basically like an XP potion. Increases experience gain from killing monsters and completing quests by 2%, but it stacks, so you got a bunch of those and you can stack them together to a 10%. Completing time walking dungeons extends the duration of this buff by up to 5 hours. It's by 60 minutes, maximum 5 hours, so you can have a pretty long buff just from a single potion. And if you stack enough of these potions, gaining enough knowledge, so basically gaining enough stacks of these potions and drinking a certain amount of them, upgrades the buff of the 2% XP gain that can stack. I think it stacks 5 or 10 times or something, but it basically goes from like 2%, 4%, whatever it is, up to 30%. It just upgrades. So this 2%, while the potion's active, becomes a 30% XP buff. So you take that, right? You combine the 30% XP buff from this potion, which is what it can become, and you combine that together with the Dream Surges, which is like the open world event, like one of the zones of Dragonflight is going to have an active Dream Surge, and that means inside of that zone with the Dream Surge, while in that zone, you gain 25% more XP. So 50% more XP from the potion, 25% more XP from the zone buff, and then we have one extra buff that can apply within the actual zones of the Dream Surges. This is where it gets kind of like, this is the insane part right now. So, Dream Surges have this thing where buffs can be, I kind of want to get the next song in here. Hold on a second, let me switch it. I'm not a big fan of this one. It's just a little slow, man, you know what I mean? Let's do, that's a good one. I like this one a lot. Yeah. Let me also put this to the side. Oh, wow, this is gonna build up too. I'm hyping it up, man. I'm not trying to hype it up. It's got this like build, whatever. So Dream Surges also have these buffs that will rotate, right? You'll go to the Dream Surge and there'll be Druid casting some spells, and above him will be buffs, right? You could choose, as players will just get to vote which buffs you want. So every 30 minutes, buff changes for the zone. You can either get like cheat death, you can get like bonus damage, you can get like just some random mobs can like come in and help you while you're doing open world activities. Open world activities is going to be a little more scary, so maybe these buffs will actually be kind of good. Because normally it's like, why would I need a buff for a world quest? But like everything is going to be more scary while Dream Surge is active, but rewards are also better. So it's going to be kind of interesting. One of the buffs though is called Dream Surge Learnings, which just buffs your experience by 50%. So you got 30% from Distilled Knowledge Potion, 25 passively there just because you're inside of the Dream Surge zone, and then for 30 minutes you can have Dream Surge Learnings just active. So if you do no bonus objectives in the zone, you don't do any side objectives, no main story quest line, and just wait, right? And then Wowhead will probably do like an alert like, hey, we're gonna have a Dream Surge Learnings potentially within 30 minutes. Go vote for that buff, make sure everybody else votes for it, and just be ready. Maybe like complete some, get some quests done, but don't turn them in yet. And as soon as the buff activates, turn in all your quests. 50% XP, 30% from the Distilled Knowledge, 25% from the buff, and like heirloom gear if you have it. Heirloom, if you got heirloom gear, even more rested XP. I mean, it's like a lot of XP gains in a single sitting. Like, that's just a lot. That's active Azure, spam, no code area. Oh yeah, no, for real. Yeah, dude, you know, that's gonna be business for them. That is business for those dudes, right? They're gonna advertise the hell out of it. And you know that they're gonna be line up. They're gonna have some henchmen over there, right? They're gonna just be ready. As soon as the clock strikes 12, they're grinding as hard as they can, and they're gonna get as many people as possible to like buy into the services or whatever. But they're gonna have some henchmen out there waiting at the buff guy, right? And then last second, right before it chooses which buff it is, all of them are going to vote for the Dream Surge Learnings, just to make sure that if there's anybody out there that's just trying to get some cheat death buff, or maybe get some kind of like a critters that can help you out in combat buff, or maybe like some other BS buff, they're all just going to swing the votes into Dream Surge Learnings and just like make bank off of that. But it's going to be huge either way though. Good evening, pal. How we doing? We're doing pretty good, man. Yeah, it's going to be nutty. So no good Azure span. So Drazis doesn't really have a grind spot, does they? Do they? Yeah, I don't think they really do. I imagine like they're gonna figure something out though. I'm sure they're gonna figure something out. Wicked Shore also doesn't really have one, does it? Yeah, not really. But yeah, those two spots are definitely gonna be really good. Still not, sadly. All good, all good. But it's just gonna be a lot of XP all at once, man. And I'm kind of excited for it. I'm also excited for anybody that doesn't have like all the alt set up and everything. You know, like if you don't have a bunch of characters already loaded, ready to go, right? This is going to be your opportunity to shine, man. This is going to be an opportunity to catch up, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm actually legit excited. Let's get the keys done, boys, yeah? Been watching a lot of these Fire Fountain Duels posts. Sadly, aren't many of Fire Mage or Fire Mage Asterisk now. Cozy, they're not bad, like for PvP in general, in Arena, they're not bad at all. It's just in a duel scene, whenever we do have mages join in, it's usually Arcane Mage Maniacs in here. Right? Usually there are arcane mains, whether it is Seavark, whether it is Spart, whether it is God, Riz Daddy, which is Obliv. Like all of them are mostly arcane mains. And like Obliv likes to mess around with a bunch of different funny builds. Fire Mage has good damage for like, from what I understand, for PvP, constant damage, but not that great for like one-shotty bursts, so there's not as much cheesiness to it, so he doesn't play it nearly as much. But Frost can do really well, Arcane can do really well, as we see with Seavark, you know what I mean? So, they're a lot better for duels, but like Fire could work, Fire could do well, I'm sure they can. We actually had Fire Mages, there's gonna be a clip that I have of Fire Mage doing, actually Zario, not Zaryu, but a different mage with a similar name, Zario. Did pop off as a fire versus a Affliction Warlock the other night in duels. It was incredible. They're not bad. I'll definitely try to see if I can find a good clip and have it posted. How did that sound? I promise you, I'll definitely get it set up, my guy. I promise you. Can't pass 1700 on Arcane. These guys are a different level. What melee does well against monks? What melee does well against monks? I think a range would do pretty well against a monk. What would melee? So they kind of locked down a lot of other classes with a Fist of Fury when it comes to melee versus melee. I think a rogue could do well against a monk. Like if you're like 1v1, pure 1v1, rogues could do well. Just because you can cheap shot the Fist of Fury entirely. For some reason, Fist of Fury, like whenever you are Fist of Furying, all targets in front of you are parried when they're hitting you. But cheap shot and ambush, they're kind of like, it's almost like an ability that automatically hits behind the person. So you can kind of like bypass things like evasion. So if a rogue pops evasion and you hit him with a cheap shot, it still hits him. Kidney shot will miss, cheap shot will hit him, which is interesting. So if you cheap shot a warrior that's running at you with parry, I believe even like dab with the sword, we can still get cheap shotted. Love your brother, great content as always. What's up, Jack? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Yeah, when it comes to melee, I'd say like a rogue. Generally, like rogues are really, really good. Very deadly. But like, I think a warrior could do well too. It's been a bit. I want to see how Telrion does. That's like will be my barometer. What's the gearing buff? So the gearing buff is going to be while Dream Surges are active. I guess we can actually hop on PTRs because I can show you that in just 2 seconds. I feel like that's just going to be much, much easier. Let me hop on PTR for just a second, just because I can show you like what the gear buff is. Basically, you got like a lot of catch-up gear. You got open world activities that are a little bit more challenging, but all the enemies are more rewarding. So if you try to get your quests, if you try to get gear, try to get some decent catch-ups for your alts, you can get like account-wide gear that your main can send over to your alts. So you have like this currency that's going to be available inside of a Dream Surge called a Dream Surge Coalescence. Let me see if I can do it like this, I guess. That should work. Is this still active? I guess it's active for the week. Is it going to be the EXP buff? No. So this guy is the one that you get the buffs from, the XP buffs or whatever. I think she does pretty good. Or just a 50% movement speed, which I think is more lucrative, but to each their own. Alright, so, Dream Surge Coalescence is a currency that you can obtain inside of a Dream Surge. Where is it at? There it is. You can get it through a variety of ways. Like, it's farmable. Right, you can go do a couple of world quests out here. You know, you could go do some dragon races, do a couple swaps collected, go kill a couple of these rares. They're a lot more challenging, actually. Quite a lot more challenging than normal. I think that's what Gron. Oh no, Oshigal. I don't know why I call him Gron. Let me see if I can show you these guys. They're a lot tougher now. But like, if you can get a 5-man group, they're not bad at all. Like, this guy's gonna periodically summon phoenixes. These things hurt. Like, this guy is not soloable anymore, unless you can kill phoenixes. He has 8 million health. Bruh. They're not the same rares. They're all amped up, but all of them are active. I'm sure they're going to be, like, more dead than alive once it goes to live, because PTR only has a handful of people on. But basically doing, like, any one of these killing rares, doing world quests, or even just flying around. You can just get these from, like, looting random flowers, or just flying around collecting these coalescences. Like, there's 5 coalescences here. Gotta go to the top of the eagle, collect even more coalescence as long as I have the movement speed. Just barely. Barely. Hold on, let me just grab this thing. Oh, come on. There we go. So it's farmable, right? It's really easy to get, and you could use that to buy some catch-up gear. The catch-up gear isn't amazing, but like, I mean, this is an upgraded version. This is more or less what you're looking at, right? 402 automated pieces. But they are account-wide, which is going to be nice. You go to do this in your main, kill some rares. You go buy a bunch of like weapons, rings, armor pieces, send them to an alt. And alt at least starts out with 402 automated pieces. So like a fresh new character can start out of 402. You upgrade those with Whelpling Crest and some Drake Crests. Mostly Whelpling Crests, and that goes to 424 item level. Also, while you do any of the activities, you get a lot of Shadow Flame Whelpling Crests anyway. So like upgrading these items is actually going to be really, really ridiculously easy. Just because while you're out in the open world, you're getting the currency and you're getting the upgrade currency and the currency to buy your items. So it's going to be kind of nice. Then there's also a weekly quest for this place. You get it from Rune Totem. Its weekly quest is to collect 100 coalescence. You're gonna do that really quickly, like in 2 seconds. And it gives you one of these Dream Surge Chrysalises. Another way to get a Dream Surge Chrysalis would be to do one of the bigger invasions like Awakened Dream over there. Or like one of the big invasions where it's like you gotta do, I think that's the one. We gotta go kill a bunch of mobs, do a bunch of activities. Eventually like a big boss rare comes in, you slay it, you get a Chrysalis. I think you only get to do that once a week, but you can keep killing that guy for like other rewards, I believe. And you can use that to buy champion gear. So 415 item level. If you upgrade it fully with Drake Crests and Worm Crests, you will eventually boost these items to 437, so like heroic equivalent. So it starts out at a normal raid quality gear and boosts all the way to heroic. I guess another thing I should also add, these items, baseline 402s, can be upgraded to tier pieces at the Catalyst. These also can be upgraded to Catalyst, at least right now on PTR. They may change this, but if you were to get like a good item from Hamul Rune Totem, and you pick up a couple items here, you can get a 4 set day 1 on a fresh new character. So that's pretty big increase. Like even if it's a lower item level tier set, it's a tier set. It's a pretty big like overall power increase. And also if you want to upgrade these items, you could also trade out Chrysalis for Worm Bountiful Chest. So you can get a bunch of Worm Shadow Flame Crest Fragments. So you can use these pieces and then you can use that to upgrade these pieces. So it just kind of like feeds into itself. That's going to be kind of nice. And from what I understand, these wares have a chance of dropping gear as well. I've only really seen like 402 blues, but there may be a chance they may even drop like the big purples. They used to drop like a work in progress account-wide token. That's what they used to drop. A work in progress. It wasn't fully implemented, but a token, and it only has is at a description. A token to trade to your alt account-wide for Dream Surges. That's all I had as an explanation. I guess there was testing something. I don't know if that ever materialized into an item. A lot of the you need a couple of, unless you do this on a tank or do this on a hunter, a lot of these raids take a while to kill, so I haven't really taken the time to like go through all of them to see what their entire loot table is or nothing. I've been off on WoW for 1.5 years, think of coming back as a fire mage, but saw a video on the nerfs, a bit skeptical. Don't worry about the nerfs, go easy. Even with the nerfs, they're still blasting. Right now, the god comp is still fire mage, shadow priest, augie evoker, bear druid, holy paladin. Nothing's changed. They're still really good. I wouldn't worry about it. The rework has been fantastic. Like in terms of just like, don't even worry about the numbers. The class rework is so good. I feel like they're setting them up for a good future. I think you'll actually be in a great spot. Unless like we see like them not scaling super well, or maybe some more nerfs going forward. Mage is in a good spot right now. I wouldn't want to worry about it at all. That's at least what I would say. Thanks for all the input, no problem, my guy. Check this out, another minor patch. That'll be very good. Yeah, it's a good minor patch. It doesn't have as many class changes as I wanted to see. But it's got like good open world stuff. And that's gonna be pretty fun for a bit, especially if you're trying to get like alts caught up. I think it's a fantastic patch if you're setting yourself up and you want to catch up before 10.2. But as like compared to 10.07, right? Which it had the ring farm thing and it had a bunch of class changes. This one is lacking the class changes I would have loved to see. But I think they're just very, very cautious about adjusting the meta too hard. Although I feel like the meta could still use a bit of a shakeup. I would love to see a bunch of classes brought up to a new standard, but I'm sure like a lot of the class buffs and massive class reworks are probably planned for 10.2 at this point. There's no point in putting them out for 10.17. Probably put them on 10.2. Is Firefighter 1 something you do every stream? No, it's actually something we do Fridays and Saturdays, unless we just have enough bodies and people really, really want to do it. Normally we just gotta do those on Fridays for EU, same time as normal, same time as this stream, and then Saturday for the Team NA. You're more than welcome to join us. Love your content, really happy for the channel. I don't play anymore due to work family obligations. I feel that, man. But I can experience WoW vicariously through people like yourself. Cheers, yeah, Metal G. Thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate you. Hopefully, at some point in the future, you may be able to find some time to even just enjoy some Dragonflight casually, because it's been a lot of fun, man. And they brought in what dragon riding, which has been a ton of fun with this expansion, into some of the older zones. And for the most part, I haven't got to do it yet. I've done a bit on PTR when that was like a work in progress project for them. But that was really fun, and from what I saw online, a lot of people seem to enjoy it. There was like some discussion of like, man, because there's like a transmog can get for doing all the different races in Kalimdor. There was some people saying that it's kind of difficult and they just kind of want to be able to get the items without having to like struggle through it. But I haven't really done it myself, the races on the Kalimdor. I don't know if they're actually that difficult. I remember like 3-starring them on PTR, so maybe like an increase of difficulty sense. But I remember doing them kind of very, very casually and just kind of like not really finding them to be difficult. It's just like I just kind of messed around, flew around. I was like, all right, I want to save it once the patch comes out. But I want to see if that's the case. Done with Wrath of Lich King after toxic loot. Been in guilds, I'll hold all loot hostage. Bro, I'm so sorry about that, man. Dude, at this point, if you don't find, if you have a guild, I guess at this point, like, you gotta find a guild that has good progression that you're happy with, you know, not a guild that's struggling, or if you're fine with a guild that's like learning, if that's what the environment you're looking for, like a learning environment, I think it's perfectly cool too. But you definitely got to find a guild. This I would give up entirely CLC. What I would say is just look for a guild and ask them, like, when next time you're apping, like, what did they do with the loot, and just let it just be like an extra factor, man. Just double check, you know what I mean? Double check with the loot just to see exactly, just to make sure you're not getting screwed before you join them. You know what I mean? Will it make a main choosing video for 10.17? Probably not, because there's not enough class changes in 10.17. Like, I still like Rogue, and I'm probably still gonna play Rogue. Now, depending on how many changes they do for 10.2, which could be pretty big, we'll see. But as of right now, yeah, 10.17 is basically the same as it was. Nothing really changes too much. So if you have a class you enjoy right now, it's still gonna be really, really good going forward. And I don't mean like in a bad way or anything. It's just there's just not enough changes, and I'm a big fan of class changes. I like him doing a crazy class changes every single patch. That's just my personal, like, just personal thing. You know what I mean? All the 10.7 patches are the same. They just left everyone go crazy. This one is going to be a little bit more tame, I'd say, at least in comparison. Let's hop back over into live here, chat. Yeah, to get some keys done. The 10.07 patch was insane, man. That Red Pilot rework and then a ton of class changes on top of it. It was a lot. This one is very tame. Like, I can go over the class changes just in 2 seconds. Druids got 3 ends that will heal for you. And monks got to change to the manatee. Manatee is like a base ability now. And that's like how you recover mana. That's it. That's really about it. There hasn't been a lot of changes, not even like for PvE or PvP. Shadow Priest nerfs hits hard. Vlad, they're still really good. They're still played. They're still very, very, very played. But you know what? They nerfs suck. Always. Whenever they nerf a class, if you play that class, nerfs are always going to be like awful. You're like, oh man, why do you have to do that? But like Shadow Priest is still very well represented. Shadow Priest, Augie, Evoker, Fire Mage is still top tier. Holy Paladin is still very, very top tier. Baldur is still really, really effective. Like, nothing's really changed, honestly. Speaking about Shadow Priest, should we do a pre-skill real quickly? Give it a go, give it a try. Check out some of these nerfs ourselves. If the class reworks are anything to go, I will switch away from Rogue for 10.2. You don't like the rework so far? I'm hoping to do, dude, rework. I feel like all the reworks have been good. Like Red Palette rework was on paper really, really good. Their mastery scaling is a little bit less than before, so they may scale worse for endgame, like very, very final patch of the game. But the rework itself was really, really good. It will not switch. I will not switch away. Okay. I misread that then. But yeah, we're in the same mind then, yeah. Because a lot of the reworks have been fantastic. I think they really gotta do a rework on the Hunter, and I feel like they should rework PI too. If they could rework PI to be like an Augie buff, I think that'd be fantastic. I feel like it would benefit from it a ton. We have notes on Rogue's rework? Nothing at the moment, no. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping they give us some 10.2 stuff, and they give us some Rogue rework stuff. I would love to see what they're cooking. I am interested, and I want the best for my class. You know what I mean? I want the very best. Also, why do I not have a keybind in 2? What the? Huh? I do not have a keybind in 2. Is that normal? There's no way, right? They just put like void eruption there. I don't even know what to put there. Wait, maybe I should just put void eruption because I don't need Shadow Ward Pain anymore. Not necessarily. Shadow Priest main this season, but now can barely do 23 keys. Damage now by 20% at least. It is quite a bit, yeah, isn't it? It is quite a bit. Yeah, it is gonna put a cap on some people's progression too in terms of how high you can push keys though, because it doesn't like. I feel this is why I think it's better to buff classes that are underperforming than nerf the classes that are performing ahead of everybody. Normally, like, that's the easiest way. Oh, classes at the very, very top, let's cap them. So now there's a little bit less discrepancy between the two. But it also limits, like, it doesn't make other classes better, right? Nerfing that class, nerfing the classes that are doing well, doesn't make the classes that are underperforming, because there's also other factors too, right? They're not underperforming because an augmentation evoker is good. They're underperforming because the damage is low, or maybe there's certain gameplay mechanics that are just not vibing. So I totally understand the whole argument of like, how about we just buff the classes that are underperforming rather than like nerf the ones that are overperforming, right? It's just there's a couple of differences why there's a gap, and you can narrow that gap through multiple ways. And I feel like a buff just leaves a better impression, right, in the community, because a nerf is just a negative. Like a nerf sometimes is necessary, but a nerf at the end of the day is going to be negative. It's just like it makes a class worse. While a buff would make another class better and hopefully make him as competitive or even more competitive than ever before. And sometimes you have to do both. Sometimes you have to nerf some classes, but buff others. I feel like every single nerf should also come in with some sort of a buff. Asked him run 2s on my Frost, he said no. Who? Me or someone else? Who'd you ask? I think Aug is gonna make the world first insane lol. Dude, yeah, no, Aug is gonna be incredibly good. You know it. That class, even if you were to reduce a lot of the like buff mechanics that they do, because that's pretty potent, their utility is incredible. The class is like your classic boomkin of Mythic Pluses of BFA. Wasn't the highest damage, wasn't the best overall damage, but by golly, they're the most useful class in the game for Mythic Pluses back in BFA. At least for a short amount of time, for a set amount of time. Because they have a silence. You group up a bunch of mobs, silence them, don't gotta worry about casters. You're good. Tank is taking way too much aggro, throw a couple treants in there. They can rip out some aggro, makes it dealing with Grievous, makes dealing with Necrotic much easier, makes even taunting for certain abilities to get like, you know, tank busters on a tree much easier to deal with. They have mana for invade for the healer, so you don't have to worry about sitting down. You could go for big pulls, really stretch that mana as best as possible. And they have decent amount of damage that can do basically on the move at all times, so you don't have to worry about them. Plus, they're super tanky. They were the augmentation evoker. Now, Augie took that spot in official capacity, while Boomy is old Dammy. But the Boomy at least now does Dammy, but doesn't scale with evoker nearly as well as the Fire Mage does. So it's like a give it a take, you know what I mean? What key do I have in this thing? I have Notharis. We could just do Notharis maybe. Because I could get the Trinky. Is it Notharis? Yo, Jonathan, you want to join me, my man? Want to pop in here? I want to see if my Tix wants to join, but I think he's still at work for like 10 more minutes. Just got KSM for the first time, but I'm in PvP so long. All good, David. How you liking it, man? How you liking the mount with it? Totally agree with you. Just some stuff on the performing classes. Don't touch, and don't touch top tier. Make other classes good. I feel like there are some cases like where classes, let's say, there are some select cases where a class is like wildly ahead of others, where like a nerf is probably a must. But it needs to be like a wild margin, just because because a lot of the times like classes are like, if the gap is like this, then you probably should do something. But most classes gaps, like compared to each other, are about like right here. It's kind of small, but it's just like it kind of goes down like a set of stairs. But it's like little, really small gaps down set of stairs. August B. I mean, I could rig these guys. We're not gonna have any kicks whatsoever. Do we need kicks for this place? Yo, I'll get you in here, my guy. Man, we are gonna need some kicks though, dude. I can't kick nothing. Like 3 or 4 prob. Hate the fact that I'm winning 3-6 shuffle, not getting rating, losing 2-6, someone led because and I lose 40 rating. Yeah, the shuffle thing. I feel like they need to adjust the shuffle thing, because right now MMR dictates whether you gain points or not gaining points at all. And I feel like they could adjust it where you gain points based on your current performance in the map, not based on MMR. So it's not like if you go for 6-0, you should get at least some kind of points out of it. Even if you're playing the game that's like you're high MMR, you're playing against other players that are low MMR, you should get at least some kind of points, man. Because sometimes like you just queuing and the game, you have high MMR and the game throws you into other people that are low MMR. It's just like, I didn't mean to be here. Like a lot of people would rather just wait like 20 minutes longer just to get a proper MMR match, just so they can at least be like fairly rated or something. You know what I mean? So it's just like they need to redesign it where if you win, you win. If you do well, you do well. It doesn't matter the environment you're in. Doesn't matter who you're versing. If you play well, you should get rewarded for it. If you don't play well, you shouldn't get rewarded. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the best way of going about it. Do we just pick up a warrior, man? We could pick up a warrior. Grab this guy. What I could also do is, like, chat, I could go holy and disc, and we could pick up holy or disc. Would you rather see shatter priest, or would you rather see healer gameplay, chat? Because if we pick up healer, we could grab these guys, grab a tank, we'll be good to go. Or do you want to see some shatter priest? How many augs do you think the world teams are gonna run? I think it's gonna be at least one, probably two though. I think you're gonna run one. You do run into a situation where if you have too many augs in a group, you end up kind of like buffing, augs end up buffing other augs. And it's kind of awkward. It is kind of awkward. Where two augs are buffing each other, because then it just doesn't really like benefit the group nearly as much. It's better when a aug buffs an actual like usable class. They started Shatter Priest, alt solid shuffle, win against each other, they need to fix it. Dude, they just need to like, because MMR is just all kinds of weird, man. All kinds of weird. Like, what is it? At the very beginning of this season, I queued and I was just like, I was told that MMR reset. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, and then I ended up queuing first game of the season, and the game was like, all right, 1950 MMR. I'm like, wait, that's my first game. What are you talking about? So there are these dudes, right? I was like a little bit, I was doing a lot of ratings, so I was a little bit late for the season, but it was just like 1950 MMR. All these dudes are like 2K, and there's me with 0 rating. I'm like, they're gonna look at me and be like, wait, what are you doing? Is this something sus? I was like, bro, my first game of the season, man. Like, I've just been rating, dude. Sarkprog, dude. What? I mean, I still did really, really well. I just got a lot of points, but it was just like everybody were confused over it. They were really cool about it, because normally, like, when you see somebody at low or 0 rating, usually people like focus them. They're like, all right, we're getting this guy. We're getting the odd man out. Everybody, we're running this guy down. They were really cool. We just played it out like normal. Everybody asked me, like, what the hell is going on with this? What is this MMR? They were more confused, like, what the hell is going on with the MMR? I'm just like, dude, I was told that everything we said. I was just expecting to get like a 1500 game or something. I don't know. I think it should remove solo shuffle. No. So I don't think it should remove solo shuffle. I think being able to queue our PvP arenas solo is insanely good. By itself is good. I think you just need to improve the system. But I think the idea behind the system, it is popular. Everybody's playing it. Everybody loves it. The only people that don't like it are people that push ratings for 3s. That's where a lot of the pool of players was like siphoned out of them. But the reason why people are not queuing 3s and would rather queue shuffle is they actually, for the most part, I think they have more fun with shuffle. Like, otherwise you wouldn't queue it. Like, if it was terrible, you wouldn't queue it. If it wasn't successful, no one would queue it. But it's successful. It's so successful, it is siphoning players from 2s and 3s. Because why would you look for an LG and find some dude who's just gonna yell at you in 3s and make fun of you? You're just gonna queue solo. You win or lose. You call some strats, you make a play. Alright, won a game, go next. Or lost a game, go next. You just queue back up. Right? You just play as best as you can. It's really, really fun. It's very kind of casual. You can just jump in and that's it. You're playing. Instead of having to like find somebody and talk to people and make social connections, you know what I mean? I feel like if it's successful, because more people would rather play that than, I'll just pick up a droid. More people would rather play that than play like 3s. I think like they need to support it better. I think it needs to be a better system. They need to add a little bit more features to it. And I think that honestly might be like the way to go forward. I think the new... Like to a degree, I guess. And I wonder if they could ever do like solo shuffle but like 2s. Because I think that'd be kind of fun too. Toxic players suck. I mean, it's just like... It's a commitment, man. Like, I never really thought much about it. You know what? Let me pick up an Aug evoker. Let me pick up an Augie. Augie Poggy. He's like Aug or Dev. You know what? I'll let him like flip a coin. Let him run whatever he wants to. Honestly. Makes you not want to play if I get insulted every game for making tiny mistakes. I actually want solo shuffle removed. The only promoted toxicity makes you not want to play if you get insulted. I mean, solo shuffle toxicity definitely is, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but also you should utilize like, I mean, if somebody's being like hyper toxic, just toss a report. This is like reported toxicity. You know what I mean? Just get him out of here, man. Slap the report. Done. There's a social contract. Just don't be toxic to other people. That and block him. That's about the best I can do. Like, I feel like there's always going to be this competitive gaming environment where if you have a competitive game, you're going to have trash talking. It just is going to exist. It's just gonna exist. You either, if you really like, yo, I can't handle it, not my thing at all, like, you don't have to queue solos, I guess. But like, if you just want to PvP and you just want to not talk to anybody, like, you could make it so that you just don't get messages from people or whatsoever. Just queue up, play the game, back out, go next. You know what I mean? Like, you don't actually have to listen to them. Just hit it, put them on the ignore, man. Slap that ignore. If they're being overly toxic, hit them with a report, go on with your day. That's all. Again, like, would it be nice if you could just like control people's, like, I don't know, control people's, what's the best word here? Reactions, emotions, nature. Control that a person's nature. The guy that's like grinding, he's on a 9-game loss streak. Would it be nice if you could just control that nature? Yes. Would it be nice if that guy who just went on 9 losses in a row to just not be a dick to you? Absolutely. It would brighten up your day, brighten up my day too. Wouldn't that be nice if all of us could get along? Why can't we be friends? But it's just like, it's part of that competitive game. I don't know a single competitive game where everybody is like super hunky-dory kumbaya either. Like, just, I'm not trying to like make it sound like overly bad. It's just kind of just trying to be honest here. You know, it's just gonna happen, part of that environment. Would it be nice if it didn't happen? You bet your ass. It just happens. And I'm pretty sure most games are like that too. Need a bigger ignore list then? Yeah, honestly, I think players should be given all the tools, man. Give them all the tools possible, because there's gonna be people out there that are just like super non-pleasant, and you really, oh my god, I still love you, Mark, the fan. Oh my god, Fat Man Foo. Look at that blood troll set. Oh my goodness, look at that big, oh come on, come on, man, my camera's all kinds of weird, I can't zoom in properly. Oh, look at that boy. Oh my god, I look so good. Hell yeah, dude, let's go. That's true. COD Fortnite League, dude. Yeah, name me a game that's like super competitive, where people like really take themselves seriously, where there's zero toxicity. Like no one, like you're not gonna have a situation where you queue a random game and everybody's super nice. In a competitive environment, I feel like when you have a game that's like super collaborative, everybody's trying to, we'll pick up another place. Well, everybody's trying to, double PI, right? Everybody's trying to work together. We do have a lust, never mind. I was about to say, like, we don't have a lust, do we? Yes, we do. We're chilling. Let's get this guy and we'll go out of here. I'll let the evoker roll whatever you like for your spec friend. It's a 17. Have fun. I'm just gonna let this guy just, you know what, whatever you want to play. If you want to play some Devo, play some Devo. Massive catch-up here, what can I read more about it? I have a couple of videos on the channel with the catch-ups coming out in 10.17. Let me see, I guess I could find like a Wowhead article, right? Let me see if I can, because I pulled it up the other day just doing some research for the EXP stuff. Let me see, a Dream Surge. If I do that, then I could find it. First look at Dream Surges, big catch up. There we go, my guy. That'll hopefully make it easier. But I do have a video on it. I would check out the channel, look through some of the videos. There should be one that's all about catch-ups and stuff. Ready to check. It's gonna be weird putting my Void Eruption on 2, because this is usually where my combat abilities are, but it's gonna be interesting. Alrighty. I guess we're good, yeah. Pull 10. Get this weekly out of the way. Thanks a lot. No problem, my guy. Hi, dude. Would it be a fun wildfire build on the Shamans? Go fun. Today I've had fun wildfire. So what is the wildfire build, ammo? Can you send it to me? Because I would love to give it a go. It's been a while since I really like messed around my Shaman outside of like the lightning build that I'm so used to. I do wonder if this guy's like Augie. Press Augie. Oh god. We're gonna have to be a little bit careful here. I'm gonna PI here. I'm gonna PI Fat Man Foo, I guess. Uh-oh, I'm gonna die. Oh god. Okay, we're going. This is going big damey. Big damn. Big AoE. I should have used that ability a lot earlier though. Definitely should have used it a lot earlier. Oh, that's not good. Execute? Nice, we're chilling. Oh yeah, I forgot. It is, what's it? It is, Sanguine. That's gonna be annoying, actually. There's some, like, bad corridors in this place for Sangi. Oh, no. Shadow Priest didn't do that bad. I am not great at Shadow Priest, by the way. I'm built for, what is this? I'm built like a brick house, man. I'm built for that, what's this? Disc, mostly. So, it's all haste and, like, versatility. It's not gonna be a lot of mastery, but it'll give it the best shot. I just gotta make sure I use my Void Torrent, like, a lot more aggressively. We just go big AoE? Possibly. I need to remember, like, what abilities I need to approach as a Shadow Priest, because I don't remember them super well, man. I know that I need to get my spikes out whenever possible. And then executes a huge. Need to get my halos out, because that's actually quite a bit of damage too. Shadow crashes. I need to make sure I'm not capped on my resources. Get my spikes whenever possible. Okay, I think I picked it up, man. I think I'm picking it up again. It's been a second. Give myself a shield. I wonder if you, what else do you run like defensively as a Shadow Priest? If anything special. Also, I guess if I'm like having to run, I could also do this a little bit. Do a couple of these Holy Novas. It's been a bit since I run a Holy Nova as a Shadow Priest. But it can do okay. It can do decent damage, like if you really gotta move. Not amazing, but it can do okay. How do you heal? Oh, Sanguine. Never mind. That explains that, actually. Trying to see if I can get the RP going. Beautiful. This is going pretty well. I'm just going to save a lot of my damage for the boss at this point. That build? Okay, let me see if I can copy that in a bit. Hey, chat. Jake, are you still in chat? Could you just send me, like, the Wowhead link for this thing? Could you copy the build and just send me a Wowhead link? Just in case I miss one in chat. Gonna see if I can pump the boss here. Yo, just copy the build ammo has in chat and just like see if you can send me like the Wowhead version of that. Just post it on like Discord general or something. Just so I can like use it. I think I popped my defensive cooldowns maybe a little early. Maybe a little early. Maybe a little too quick. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to reposition fast enough. Oh, did you see a clip of like a Shadow Priest getting like charged into by this boss? He literally was running towards the wall, turned to a priest, just like butted him really quickly, just insta-killed him, and then kept going. He just like targeted the priest. I don't know how. I have no idea how that happened, but he literally just turned and targeted the guy. It is kind of messed up. I think, Carl, you know what I'm talking about, yeah? There it goes. I'm just expecting for him to like turn and headbutt me real quick. Just end me. Is it gonna hit me? Probably. I feel like we should move him a little bit just so we can like position him in a good spot. Once I go like here, we can just maybe hope for the best. I don't know where I'm standing. Yeah. Okay, he's charging. Hopefully I don't get like caught in a bad spot. Ooh, live, friend. Am I gonna get hit? Probably, right? Okay, could have been worse. Okay, we can execute now. So we're chilling. We can use that for mobility if we need it. And if I do this, do I get punished? Kind of. Oh. Wait, it kind of like dissipated. That was weird. Nice. You know what? Not terrible. Could have been much worse, but it's okay. Could have been much worse. Alright, let me see if I can pull it up. He didn't take the priest. He didn't like the priest at all, did he? Okay, let me see if I can copy it over. Bup. And let me post it in like... Let me post it in... Oh. I should be doing that. Oh, wait. I should have also done that too. Floated and then gripped. I forget I can have grip. Post it here. I want to see if I can pull it up with like Wowhead talents. Talent calculator for Shadow Priest. Here we go. Are we doing the big chain pulls? Are we chaining these boys? Better be chaining, right? I'm a little behind damage here, so I want to see if I can pump for a little bit. Oh yeah, plenty. Owie. I hurt a little bit. Okay, big AoE heal, because I got literally nothing. I got nothing in terms of like group healing, by the way. So we're kind of limited, boys. Yeah, you're taking a lot of hits there. I don't know if you got karma or anything for that. Good sanguine pulls, by the way. Liking this guy. Very, very common than a bear droid. Except for that one pull, but that's okay. That's not the end of the world. I'm gonna try to see if I can maybe get a couple of them hit here. Well, I'm not ready at all. I'm just having to run. That is one thing though about ShatterPre's that never really changed. It's like it's very, very like anti-mobility friendly. Very anti-mobility. I'm dead. Unless I get like gripped or something, maybe. Help. Can we see this thing? Or no? Doesn't even matter. Yeah, my damage is gonna be just kinda actually just awful. That was not the play. Definitely not the play. Get his hit with spear like that. This is my dodge. I gotta heal, so we chill it for a bit. Hopefully. Oh, that guy just like bathed in sanguine, didn't he? He's plenty healthy. Even with the bear tried to see if he could cut him around circles. Yeah, this thing, I definitely could do a little bit more mastery with this thing. It's so behind. Don't have Discord on the phone? Oh, good. I can pull it up right here. I will get the build here in just a second. It just would constantly like spam pulling. So you don't really have like a second to like really pull it up. Because I just want to see exactly what you got going with. I just want to peep it. You know what I mean? I just want to give it a peep. Okay, now I'm just losing 2 evoker in damage. That's actually embarrassing. That's actually embarrassing now. Alright, nice. Those are the boss real quick, yeah? And I can pull it up after your account share reported. Exactly. Yeah. Oh wait, we probably shouldn't be popping cooldowns yet, should we? I was about to PI a guy. Wait, are you the one getting double PI right now? I guess like you're the only target that we can PI than me, the priest and the other priest and I, yeah? How's it gonna PI? Myself a shield. Is it disc? He is disc. He's actually doing more damage than I am. Because I'm just like holding all my CDs. Alright, I think I'm just gonna pop CDs now. Just do damage. Nice. And hopefully this is where I can like unleash and come back. Maybe I shouldn't have held my cooldowns there. I'm not that kind of a class. I could have been maybe rampant for a good bit. Yeah, maybe it might have been better just to like not burst, but rather ramp up as this class. Trying to keep myself alive here as best as I can. Make it easier for this healer. Okay, now we just have this guy in execute range. It's over. Unless you chase. Wait. Ah, please no. I see volcanic under me. I'm like, I can't ever gauge like if it's actually under me or right behind me. Like, is it gonna knock me up in the air or not? Is it gonna send me flying? I can never tell, dude. All right, Ellie Shaman, right? Elemental. Oh god. We can just keep going from one pull into the next, man. We just don't stop. Just constant pulls, which I kind of like, but like, man. You can never really do is just sit down, look at your build, my guy, at all. Yeah, maybe I should have done the chain too. But we could do chain here. We held off, now we could do a proper chain. Let's get back to raiding and take normal abbers for the first time or whatever. Only died once? Yeah, normal abbers is pretty good. How'd you like it, my guy? How'd you like the raid? What'd you think of the tier? The gear from here is pretty awesome too. Also, what class are you tanking as right now? Let's see if it can run over. Nice. Oh, that guy's just melting. Oh, absolutely melting. Let's see if I can pull more. Pull this guy as well, maybe. Just because I feel like there's not enough to pull. To give me that value. Actually, I really like Aberrans. The Echo Notharan kind of pissed me off, but it's pretty fun. It's a cool fight. I think it's definitely like a little bit like uneven. Oh yeah, you can fear these things. Okay, so you can actually just see the spears. Spears are actual objects. You can fear a spear. Just fear the spear. I don't fear the spear because I can always actually fear it. Okay, I see the build. Okay, I actually had it pulled up. So it's like a full lava liquid magma totem and you go in for lava burst. Oh, you're just playing just a lava burst build, AoE. Oh, that might actually play super well. I might want to give it a go. It's been a bit since I actually get to play like a really chill build. I imagine that's like a lot more fun in single target though, because you're just lobbing so many bolts. It's not even funny. Yeah, how you liking it, that build, man? I feel like maybe I should play some Ellie today. I feel like Ellie doesn't get a lot of play, not a lot of love compared to some of the other classes out there. Does not get that same love, but it's very, very fun. How did we miss one? Hold on. Where were you? One little fire flare, lava flare. How did we miss you? Where'd you come from? Were you back there the entire time? I'm just gonna focus you. Oh my god. I was gonna say I'm just gonna focus you down, but that thing just got melted. While I get in Vessel 441. Oh, that's pretty good. Isn't that a good trinket like for all casters? I'm not super well versed with casters. I only know like the Iridius fragment is generally kind of like the play for most of them. Not all, but most. I wonder if it's worth buffing the Aug Evoker. Or Bear, maybe. Oh, please. Nice. Oh, that was a good pull there. Like, I actually kind of had my setup pretty good. Are you bleeding? Are you speared? What's going on? Run Vessel plus class trinket or fragment. Oh, okay, yeah. That seems like a good move, honestly. But it doesn't seem like a bad move. Seems like a potential play, in fact. Okay, I got like nothing here. But I could do one of these. And we could do one of these. And I think we're just gonna pop a heal here. Because those casters are just gonna be kind of... Yeah. Seeing the damage we're taking probably was a good move, honestly. Seems like that was the right play. Fragment 447, same for Raiders team. Is it just only ST? I thought it was like a haste trinket. Like, that doesn't it make it like universally pretty good? It's just like raw stats. Or did I get it wrong? Or do you use it for like the Shadow Flame damage? Also, I don't know where I sent that Shadow Crash, by the way. I just lobbed it. I just tossed that as far as I can go. Like, I was just trying to go for distance. Oh yeah, I forgot that it was some of these homies. Are they effective? They nerfed those guys too, didn't they? Oh my god. Yeah, they don't actually do that much anymore. I mean, they're still kind of sort of effective, but definitely not as they used to be. Not like they don't make them that way anymore. Oh, we pull more? Okay, that's interesting. I'm above the AUG. I'm gonna see what happens when I'm above the AUG evoker. I'm sure that's not what you're supposed to do. But like, I imagine he should be able to get more casts and his buffs should last forever. Hopefully. Sounds him. Okay, yeah, definitely another play. I actually have aggro. I don't know who from, but I'm a little afraid. I'm a little scared, chat. Help, hold my hand. Chat, here's my hand, hold it. Are we okay? Are we live? Are we dead? I'm just seeing like a red square around my health bar, and I don't like it. Is this why? Is this guy? Why are you attacking me? I hit you with a couple of dots, but maybe you didn't like that I focused him at the very beginning. I press fade. Hold my EU hands. I will hold your EU hands. EU hands. I got nothing for the boss, by the way, unless you really want to just do these mobs for like 45 seconds. If you actually, if you do want to do them for 45 seconds, then I could probably have like some actual damage. So maybe I should just like not do any damage here. By the way, I noticed that every single pull we go in, Fat Man Food just popping off like with 160k DPS, like minimum. That's his minimum. You're just like, what the hell is going on? I mean, I know he's geared, but damn, bro. Like, I'm just getting my ramp up, trying to get my damage going a little bit here and there. Oh, did we pull them? Wait, oh, he pulled them. Is he still running the ONYX Amulet? No, it might have been something else. I'm actually kind of sort of pull him into the boss, maybe. Okay, you need some help. We're actually gonna buff this. Big damage. Might as well, right? Might as well just send just send it. I'm gonna have hit fade early here, so I'm not drawing all that aggro. Alright, take this momentum, yeah? Momentum, 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 momentum. I'm just sending it. I got nothing here. This is not gonna go well at all. Not gonna go good at all, chat. Let's have a bit of a shield. Bit of a shield. That should be okay for a bit, hopefully. Where's it going? Okay, so this is where I need like a little bit more instant cast if possible. But I guess what I could do is shield myself in between. Gonna pop some cooldowns here. Big dammy, big dammy, big dammy, big dammy. That probably helped a little, right? Maybe? Oh, I think me turning actually hit the evoker there. I probably shouldn't have turned then. Or I should have turned to face him. Because of the way that the fires come out. They come out on like an X. Like they'll go to front left of you, front right of you. And if I just turned into the evoker, that means actually would have been chill. It would have been safe. And a quick DP and we're chilling. Like look, if I turn into him, then he should be, yeah, look at that. Never gets hit. Never gets hit by crossfire. Do I PI or just save it at this point? I must just want to save. also love the passive healing of the spec, by the way. Are you not a humanoid? You're a giant, so this doesn't work on you, does it? Oh, I'm gonna go this way. I guess we did get both sides cleared, so it doesn't even matter really, does it? Priest and Warlock quickfire. Priest. I think priests are really good. Plus the recent Holy Priest and Disc Priest buff, I think those are really fun. I got a champion level Starless Mantle shoulder pads from the weekly heroic dungeon. That's pretty good. I wasn't able to use it in the catalyst, was pissed. Wait, really? Hold on, you should be able to. No, hold on, you should be able to. It should work in a catalyst. Are you sure? I would double check. Hold on. Starless Mantle. Shoulder pads. Shoulders should work. Hold on, I would double check. I'll need to take a look at what the Starless Mantle are. Are they already tier items? Like, are they already tier? That's the only way I could think of, honestly. Going down? Okay. Oh. Oh. Yeah, we need a little bit of that healing. Hold on. I tried to grip you. I was trying to find you. Just try to grip you. I promise you. Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna give Bear buff. Bear gets buff. You might just have to release, man. Might just have to release, honestly. I think it's just one of those. Oh, God. Blast. Hopefully make some damage happen. Big healing. Or whatever healing I could provide. Which some people would describe as big, but that depends on your definition of big. You could use the gear from Heroic Weekly. You can't use the gear from the Heroic Weekly. Really? The Heroic Weekly. You play Baldur's Gate? Yusuf, Allah. I am still in Act 3. I am not finished yet. I'm trying to get the ending that I'm satisfied with, dude. Just to make sure I don't spoil it for anybody, I am basically trying to make the choice between Gore. I'm trying to see if I could go talk to Goran or Gortash. I'm towards like ending sorta, but I've done the Shadowheart storyline. I've just completed the Asterion encounter. It's been super fun. I've been loving that game, man. One of the best games of this year and every year at this point for me, man. What a good game. What an insane game. And I'm a big fan of Larian, dude. Big fan of Larian. They've done such a good job with the title. It is everything that I wanted it to be and more. And I feel like there's so much replayability too. Oh my god. I feel like this is the part of the reason, like, WoW hasn't really had much of an update, and 10.1.7 stuff has been kind of like slowish. There's not too many crazy class changes, but may have been a good thing. Just gives me like a lot of free time to play a hell of a lot of Baldur's Gate. And I've been having an absolutely fantastic time with it. I'm even doing a separate playthrough where I'm playing as a barbarian, and my whole strategy is throw everything. That's all I'm doing. I have a weapon? Okay. What are the stats on that thing? Doesn't matter. How heavy is it? That's the more important question. Is it heavy? I can throw it. Or can I throw it? Yes. Is it really heavy? Oh, that makes it even more deadly. I've been loving it, dude. It's so good. I've always wanted to like play a D&D game, and I feel like this game does such a good job with it, dude. It's like proper D&D, right? Did some DK buffs, dude. Honestly, I would be okay with it. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen some DK stuff. I feel like Frost definitely needs something for PvP, man, just to be a little more survivable. Like, give Death Knights at least an opportunity to go a little more tanky, even at a cost of some like burst damage or something. Down me and you should doing AUG 20s. Dev AUG, let's go. Enjoy the boss, man. Fernand's so sad because they nerfed the barrels and BD3 Tactician. Did they really? Oh no, I haven't done Tactician playthrough at all. So yeah, I'm still haven't gotten there yet. Let me go and pick up a thing early, and what I think I'll do is I'll probably ramp into my burst. I won't do a lot of damage, but I think when maybe the ad comes out is when I'll start ramping. Oh yeah, now we were lusting. I'm gonna give Bear Druid a buff, I guess. Just because the other guy gotcha. Yeah, everybody's saving their cooldowns for this boss. Oh, healer's dead, but it's okay. We could still do big damage. Big res, big damage. Oh, I got the wards buff. But you already done tactician playthrough there already? Oh my god, dude. Or is it just your friend? Or are you playing with your friend? Having friends is kind of neat. But for BG3, definitely. If you can play that with a friend, it's so much more fun. Because of the shenanigans you can get into. Oh, he's the best. Nice. Big beam. Big drain. Oh, we're actually popping off. Look at us. Oh, we actually even got the... Oh, is that the weapon? That's the weapon for the shield, isn't it? Oh, I wish I could fade that, by the way. If you could use that fade ability to, like, immune stuff. Oh, that'd be so cool for priest. Just, you gotta time it right. And if you could fade the right ability, you could just remove a debuff out of the equation. Oh, that was great, man. I enjoyed it. Ramping up and then popping off was the... Oh, is that the good? We got it. Oh, that is a good trinket for priest, man. No mace. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a good one, though. It's a good one. Just had to get rating. Let's go, man. Just got my mage. She's arcane. Nice. Hell yeah. Awesome. I actually do. I can't. Hold on. Can I trade it? I can't trade. I can't trade. Is what I got. Sorry. Otherwise, I would. Not really as priest main. But I need. We got a good trinket though, chat. And this replaces this. Oh, we got two ONYXIAs though. One of them is gonna have to go, man. I need to go get a passive trinket somewhere. I have to figure out where I'm gonna put this. I guess we'll put it here. Another thing I will need to do is I'll probably need to use this trinket first, and then at some point just throw this out whenever. Just because this is a big value trinket. Spoils is massive. Awesome. What are the buffing? What are you buffing with? Me? What do you mean buffing? What are you buffing with? As a priest? I guess the only buff I got is power word fortitude. Yeah, depends what you mean. What is this friend you speak of? My friend really loves his barrels whenever you play. He looks all the possible battlefield. Always takes out the barrels for big fights. Dude, I mean, that's one way to cheese it. I did find another way you could cheese an encounter too. You said earlier I was geared. You got a higher animal than I do, my guy. You are really? You're 431? You are correct. But then again, like, look at one of my animals already. I had a whelping, whelp shell trinket. I don't really count this character as a geared, but you are right. Item level wise, I am up there. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I do stand corrected. And actually, I could get myself a slightly better item level. So now I have two, or I can get two crafted pieces. I want to see if I can get myself a Spore Club crafted, because I think that'll be solid. That, or do I just do two Shadow Flame things? Maybe I should do two Shadow Flames things as a priest. Like, what do priests even craft? Because I could get a Bracer crafted. That'd be really good. That'd be some item level. And I can get like a... Wouldn't do a ring, because I feel like my rings are mostly okay. Well, I don't know. I guess I could do a helm shoulder. Probably do a shoulder. How far are you in for BG3? Okay, so I'm trying to find a way to, like, how do I explain it without adding spoilers? Because somebody in chat me you're playing the game and I don't want to spoil it. So I'm in Act 3. I am trying not to do the main story quest line. I've been doing basically a lot of the side stuff. I'm in a lower city and I haven't seen the upper city at all. So, but I've been doing as much stuff as I can in the lower city. I went over to the factory. I haven't finished that factory, I don't think. I saw what's in the basement of the factory. Mind blown, but I'm not sure if I can interact with it because of... I'm not ascending on the character. I guess the best way to put it, right? I'm not trying to change. You know, I'm not a big fan of squids either in the water. Trying to keep it like super cryptic here. I've done the Shadowheart storyline. I've done a Asterion storyline. I'm trying to see. I've also been to the big wizard tower. That went well. and I'm still trying to help Will with his task, and I still haven't done the Karlach's task. If we come to do makes the stone statues. I'm trying to think if I have. I don't think so. Wait, the one in the clown camp? No. If that's what you mean, the one in the clown camp, no. I've not. Speaking about that clown quest line, haven't finished that one yet either. Not to spoil it, just call him a dude. Yeah, dude, same. I am the same way. Trying to say it as cryptic as possible without spoiling anything. Yes, the other players turn into Masterful Priest. Oh, other players? So I'm not buffing anybody, but the evoker is running around and just buffing us with his buff. It's called Ebb and Might. He's buffing us with Ebb and Might, although his up to Ebb and Might seems a little bit on the lower end. He's got reactive hide? Really? That's weird. It's very, very different. Does it give Bear a lot of damage? Reactive hide? I mean, Blizzard scales is a decent bit of damage. I don't think it's a lot, but it's a decent bit of damage. You know? You have one force them already. Also, the breath doesn't seem nearly as strong as it was, man. Yeah, breath is just kind of like not as insane as it used to be. But Fate Mirror does quite a bit of damage, though. It's like a trinket's worth of damage for everybody, I believe. Just about everybody. I believe priests normally get a lot more value out of it, but they nerfed it as well. But yeah. This guy's got a rolling child theme. I mean, I'm saying honestly. You can destroy the dude, stone statues, it'll come for you. You can destroy the dude, stone statues, then he'll come for you. Stone statues, then he'll come for you. No, I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen that. But I did meet Raphael. One of the biggest things that I've done that a buddy of mine didn't is I went to talk to Raphael. He gave me a proposition, but I refused, although I still decided to go visit his family home. That went well, surprisingly well. Actually, at first it went very, very poorly, and then it got a lot better. It turned around. Also, I figured out the rogue together with the warrior when I did the Shar storyline. Oh my god. I feel like I shouldn't talk about it either, but put a rogue, arrows, poison, arrows that can hit multiple targets, explosive arrows. You pick up warrior for 2 hits, so you can attack a single time twice. You pop a potion of speed, so you have 2 actions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, offhand, right? Action surge, so you can do another set of attacks. You can do everything and anything. It is incredible. When I figured that out, I was like, oh my god, I made the most busted character ever. An area inside, are areas considered spoilers, or that's where the dude is? Yes, kind of. I don't know, honestly. I have no idea, Neoroni. I don't think I've ever cared about spoilers as much in my life at all. And this is like the first time I really I'm trying to talk about a game without spoiling a lot of the stuff, because I know other people will be played it. And if I was in a position and I get someone spoiled, which I did see some spoilers, and I was just like, this is why it's so difficult to watch any Baldur's Gate videos. And people are like, hey, let's talk about Baldur's Gate. Let me tell you my experience with Baldur's Gate. And then just have a spoiler, like a thing that I missed in Act 1 or Act 2. And I'm just like, but it makes more sense now, the story-wise, what? And now it makes me want to do another replay, find out who the hell that guy was that I missed. So good. I could sneak whisper to you and WoW. I guess that could work, yeah. That could work, yeah. If you DM me in Discord, that would be the best way to go about it, honestly. What some of the ending for BG looks cool. Dude, I don't know how many endings they are, but they did say that they have a bunch of permeations for everything, and I'm trying to figure out like a good. I need to finish the game, but I'm trying to figure out like what else do I need to do to get the ending that I want. I want my first time finishing the game to be like conclusive, and that's usually what I do with the games. I just want to get the ending that I'm super happy with, right? But then I want to go back and do multiple playthroughs and maybe eventually make the best ending out there. But that's how it was with Mass Effect, dude. You have no idea how many times I replayed Mass Effect to get myself eventually the perfect ending and was happy with. It was like the perfect renegade ending where I killed everybody but my allies. I was blasting through every single bad guy. No one stood the test of time in front of me. A shepherd badassery all across while everybody is safe at the same time. And there's some renegade choices or paragon choices to save somebody, but then I gotta find a way to re-up my renegade again to make sure I can do complete full renegade all the way playthrough while making sure everybody's safe and everybody's happy, hunky-dory, peachy. Man, it's so hard. It's just kind of, I'm trying to do with this game. I'm already noticing that there are some paths that I've taken that are very, very different than what other people have done. Just talking to a friend of mine, there's some encounters he's never even seen. So I'm so excited to show him some of these things as well. But yeah, it's so good though, dude. It's been a while since I like WoW. I love WoW, but like it's been a while since I found a game that I love as much as this one. I always forget on what days 5.5s are on. 5.5s Born About are gonna be Fridays and Saturdays, man. Fridays for EU, 5 to 7 p.m. EST, 11 CET, I think it is. I'm really bad with time zones. And then Saturday, same time. So same time as this stream, but just on a Friday or a Saturday. Let's do another character. Sorry, I had you wait for me, Jonathan. You want to do another one? Because we got just a couple of bosses left tonight. Just a handful of them. What's a good item level for Dawn of the Infinite? I'd say 425-ish or so. 425 will give you just about item survivability to be able to lift stuff. But also, like, because the higher the better, but 425 I'd say is the minimum on Prot Warrior, and I haven't read it yet. I'd say 425, and if you join like a learning group, I think it'll be fine. Prot Warrior shouldn't struggle in that encounter at all. So you'll be a-okay. Who's messaging me? Oh, Discord stuff? Genshin Impact things? Yeah. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. Would you message me? Yes. Yes. I know which one you're talking about now, Oni. But only there's also other strategies too. There's also like you could do satchel charges. Apparently that's a thing. But you can basically do nuclear satchel charges. So if your friend does barrels and they love the explosive factor, you could also replace them with satchel charges. I'll need to maybe send you how to make those satchel charges happen. What's a good animal for Dawn? Yeah, so 425 or so. I wanted to say that I quit WoW, but I came back because I love videos, really good content. Thank you so much, Ian. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much. I'm glad I could get people excited and coming back in just from watching me play the game a bit here and there. I was happy to hear that, my guy. Let's get ourselves a lava burster build, by the way, on the Shaman. I want to give this thing a go. Feels like it's been a bit since I played this guy. And this thing has quite a bit of gear, but not quite like perfectly like finalized. I do gotta... I just want to go and upgrade all my gear at this point. I feel like I got all my crafted items too, so I can just upgrade everything else. I do need a better trinket. Or this thing, rather, but... I guess both, in fact, actually. When you think about it. Yeah, let me upgrade this to a 3 out of 3, honestly. 3 out of 3 here. We'll upgrade this all the way to the max. And I can do one more thing that I can upgrade. I guess I'll do this. Yeah, that'll work. I might as well start just like finalizing the character too, because this thing is really fun. Let's do this lava burster build, man. So I have the Ascendance Clee, which I don't need anymore, but that was a fun build for a bit. So you can target lava. I don't really even have that anymore. And we'll do this called... You called it Wildfire, yeah? Let's see if I can pull it up again. Wildfire Lava. There we go. Share. I'll put it into import. Wildfire M+. We'll try this, yeah? And the single target build free hold kill me. Oh no! I feel you, dude. It depends on the class though. Hold on. Depends on the class, because some don't really have the worst of it. But others, yeah, it's a little like not fun. Not a fun experience to be in. Do I even need like a Healy Totem? Probably should use it anyway, shouldn't I? What else could I like swap out? With something like this, yeah. Guess I could pop myself a heal. What else does this build do? So this does like the... like a Magma Totem, which is good. No Hex, but it's okay. I don't really need one this week, do I? Can't really... What is it? It's not De-Enraged week this week. Just Lava. And you're playing into Elemental Blast? Okay, interesting. Okay, no, this could work. Now, the question is, do I lava burst ever? I guess while moving, but only like 3+ targets then, yeah? Or whenever I set up a big primordial. Well, that's gonna be weird that that's here and this here, but I'll need to adjust. I can get used to it. We'll try. Devastation? No, that's, yeah. That feels bad. That feels bad, honestly. That one I agree with. That one does not feel amazing. No, but get in it back. Oh, so good. Alright, let's see if we can find us another key. What key do I even have? I don't think I have anything good, do I? Yeah, if I look at it, this guy hasn't done a key for a good bit, so I'm not gonna have anything. Oh, Ultimate Legacy tier though. That's not terrible. Maybe we can just sign up for something. Like a Brackenhide? Big Brackenhide AoE? That would be wonderful. Devastation felt so good 3 months ago, and then nerfed it into being horrible. I don't think they even nerfed it as much. I think it's more that the Devastation got replaced by Augmentation. I don't even know, because they nerfed it a little bit, but not enough. But that's not the reason why people are not playing it. I think right now it's just more people are playing Augie. That's probably why you just don't have the same numbers of devs out and about. But they're definitely not a bad class. Like prior to this, they were really good. Another thing that makes dev really good is they need PI to really stretch the wings. It's not like they really need PI, but like if you give dev a PI, it's big value class. Hunter's another one of those. Warlock is also really good for that. But you just need them to give them like a little bit of a buffer, and they're like golden. What type of key are you trying to run? Just like just a weekly Mythic Plus. Really, just a weeklies. I usually try to get those done on my ultimate if possible. I'm not against pushing and like maybe doing like a 20+ or whatever on some of the characters, especially my rogue. Like some of the other alts do have quite a bit of gear, like the Augie can do 20s easily. Shaman honestly can do 20s easily. But it's like I just try to get my weeklies out of the way at the very least. What's another big dungeon where you could just really go all out in AoE? Halls is actually, or rather, Ultimate is actually not a bad AoE dungeon, is it? There are some pulls where you just don't really pull all the big, but I kind of like some of the bigger pulls there too. Was there like a plus 17 to like, I don't know, 19? I just want to do like a really big one. Beat the timer? I think we could beat the timer. I think we could do it. They're probably all looking at me like, they probably would take me for War Enhanced, but not Elemental. Freehold, it's always, dude, Freehold is a classic. But other big dungeons, I mean, Bracket Height is pretty big. It's a pretty sprawling dungeon. There's a lot of mobs for you just to cleave down. Like, especially in the first part. And when you head over to the right-hand side towards the tree boss, there's a lot of mobs you can pick up on the way up. And then even going like all the way from the hyena boss down to the final place. I mean, it's just a lot of enemies you could just do in AoEs, especially if you do big pulls, and you should. It's like tyrannical. Like, they're not nearly as scary. They're still kind of scary, but not nearly as scary. But yeah, Freehold is like fantastic. It has really good layout. You're always just dealing with huge amounts of mobs everywhere, every single time, and it's really fun. Want a bigger banger? Look, I'm a hunter. Well, if we got a spot, hold on. Yeah, it's a freehold for, what is it called? It's a Bracken Height. It's a Bracken Height 18. Group leader is Flappy. Brack 18 Flappy. And they got a spot. I don't know if you can sign up really quickly. Because if you sign up, I'm sure they'll take you. Unless they take that evoker. I'm sure if... Oh! Dude! Get the hunter, dude. Hunter's a friend of mine. Ooh, get that hunter. That's a friend of mine. Beasts. I'm just gonna put in a good word for you, man, and then hope. Come on, what are they gonna do? Take an Augie in here? They invited a mage! I tried, Jonathan. I tried, man. I tried. They picked up another caster. I guess they just, maybe they were thinking I'm enhanced, but like they probably just wanted like another ranged. Or maybe they were like, oh, we need a lust, and it's like, I forgot what a shaman does. Might be one of those things. Want a bigger banger coming from Hunter, it's all good. Hunter Light. Dude, honestly, man, I feel that. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they just booted me and then just search for another class. Because they could probably pick up like a Shatter Priest or something useful. Because what am I gonna do? We don't really have much of a disease to spell, but if they picked up a priest, like booted me, pick up a priest, they probably would have a comp, man. A real comp too. But yeah, Wildfire build is all the rage last season, still making a comeback. I'm gonna give it a try. I haven't played it in a good bit. I'll tell you. I'll let you guys know. I know the Chain Lightning build is really good. Like, it's just gotten super good with the current tier set, the resources, the Stormkeeper. It's fantastic. But we'll give this a try. Maybe this will be pretty good too. Where I am a little concerned though is it doesn't go into like the big Mountains of Fall like AoE, and it doesn't really do the Echoes of Great Sundering. Which means I'm just like blasting Elemental Blast at 3 targets, and then I'm just dropping in Earthquakes at like above that. And I'm just focusing on dropping as many Earthquakes as possible, rather than like making big Earthquakes happen. Which is pretty easy to do with the Lightning build, as long as there isn't too much mobility. The Lightning build, I will say though, there is a bit of a weird gap with the Lightning build, in terms of like how you deal with AoE damage, right? Like I guess the biggest question is like the use of Surge of Power. Like on 3 targets, it feels kind of bad. 2 targets also feels pretty bad. But 4 targets and above, the more the merrier. Where I feel like the Wildfire Bomb was a lot better in is like 3 targets because of the Lava Burst and the cleave mechanic that it has and all that. It's all good. Admiral 445, 2.5 IO Hunter Get a Clan from 16. What a joke. Dude, I agree with you on that. I feel like that's gotta change, man. But like, at this point, I feel that the pug community has been eaten good. Right? Gearing is pretty easy, and a lot of the times, like whenever you sign up for grouping up, like posting to 16, it's an aspect crest. Some of the top tier players with crazy good score are gonna want to do it just to get their aspect crests out of the way whenever they're not pushing a real key. So you're very likely to get some real giga gear players, and you see the orange score, and you're like, ugh, and you just take them. You don't think about it at all. Welcome, already. What's up, Robbie? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. How do you want to do lust? I like how they brought in the mage, so I guess I don't have to lust at all, man. I guess I'm just not lusting today. Nice, excited to see some elemental play, dude. It's been a bit, so I'm gonna be a bit rusty. I don't really know the lava burst, like wildfire build super well. But from what I understand, from what I remember is lava burst on 3 targets or less. It is ideal. Definitely magma totem whenever that's available. Primordial wave every single time you have it, and then just send it. Get yourself a big haze buff. You're golden, you're beautiful, you're chilling. And then you're playing into the deeply rare elements, which is why you want a lava burst whenever possible. If you do have a bunch of lava bursts available, just send it. Otherwise, you're playing into that surge of power together with Stormkeeper, which you want to keep on cooldown. Unless you're playing into the tier set, you got the Skybreaker's Fire Demise, so you want to keep the Fire Ellie out whenever available. Just let him do his thing. We don't even have the buff elemental, so it's mostly just for the fire dot extension. That's really good there, and that's really about it. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let him group everything up. Right, just let him group all of it. Grab them. So what I'm gonna do is one of these, do one of these. Oh, that's a lot of mobs actually. And I'm just gonna do one of these. Earthquake, earthquake, chain lightning real quick. We're just earthquaking, spamming it. Oh, you can also root. I forgot that that's my totem for this one. And you're just supposed to chain. It's pretty like simple way of playing. It's effective though. Trying to find an angle on these things. I'm gonna send in this primordial. Missing some lava burst to see if I can get a proc. Didn't get a proc, but it's okay. Not the end of the world. And now we can just gotta do this for a bit. Another thing you could do is, since you do have like a setup where you can kind of weave abilities into each other, you can lava burst into a lightning bolt, lava burst into elemental blast and stuff. So it's kind of effective. You can do some really interesting stuff with it. Okay, we gotta see if we can maybe... Can't really get everything dotted here, which is unfortunate, but what can you do?
Attack totem.
And I feel like the playstyle with the... What's it called? I also got big debuffs on. I should turn this off in a second. The lightning build, I think, is a little more effective when it comes to some of these mechanics. Oh god. Try to see if I can bail the hell out of there. Stunning him and Sanguine probably was not the play, huh? Also not having the instant cast nature ability hit. That feels weird. Oh, that felt awesome though. Random lava birds just flying to the left of me. That was kind of neat. I'm gonna turn off the big debuffs. There we go. I'm gonna enjoy watching that group outside of the vehicles. Oh, come on, man. What do you mean? From the outside, I feel you that. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. I was hoping they would have got you, man. I even put in a good word, man. They just didn't take you. Sorry. What can you do, right? Wait, I did wrong. Let's do this. Now next lava burst should do quite a bit of damage. Yeah, big cleave, big AoE. Worked out pretty well. I don't even know if Sun Totem is a good idea there. Might not be the play. Oh, that was surprisingly effective. Big Ascendance. I like it. This build also does get to do like weave, lava burst, and then next ability, lava burst, any other ability, lava burst, lightning bolt, lava burst, elemental blast. Because you do have quite a bit of value with our master of the elements. Oh, you want to just pull them right now? I like how we pulled them in a booming forward, by the way. That was interesting. Also, should be sending the fire elemental on at all times. I feel like it's of lost value when I don't. Oh, even more mobs. I like it. Trying to see if we can maybe get a good pull. Oh, actually my elemental is up a lot earlier than normal. Huh. I'll do a big stun here. Big totems. I probably should have fire elemental up a lot more often, shouldn't I? I feel like I should. Oh, that could have been bad. And no one's interrupting with me. Or nobody really had one, I guess, except for me. Look at that fire elemental, by the way. I'm not used to that at all. What's the subtime on this thing? Sending a bunch of lava bursts. Oh no, they're all kind of stacked up in a weird spot, man. Oh no, no, no. Oh wow, this is a weird spot. What the hell? Why am I getting hamstrung? What the hell's that? Oh, big lava burst. I do like the lava burst though. That is really fun. Oh, we got all the... No, we don't. I was about to say, like, are we just walking into the boss? No, we still got a couple more on these to go. This guy's ready, man. He's ready to do the boss. We still need one more. Maybe he's waiting for one of us to do it really quickly. I guess that'll work. You're playing too much like lightning build, the wildfires, way more lava bursts. So, do you still lava burst, like, whenever, like, the proc is up? Do you just, like, sending it whenever it's cooldown is available, Jonathan? Or do you use lava burst to prime every one of your AoE abilities? Just how do you do it? I guess is my question. How would you go about it? Still taking quite a bit of damage. He's gonna have to stand in front of the guy, isn't he? Does he know that? The spell? Oh, he's just dead. Or Massimus? He's still running after the mage though. What was that? What the hell was that? Oh, goes lava burst. Oh god. Just spam Lisa out real quick. You're probably right though. I probably am playing this too much like what is it? Too much like I'm used to. The spell? No? Okay, well what I could do is this. I put him over here. Oh, wait, that kills him? I'm sorry, what? Wait, what? That kills him? Wait, that can actually kill the bear when he's blinded? Or is it because they hit him in the back? There's just no mitigation. That's surprising. Magma totem pulls a flame shock with a totem. Recall you get double totem. Well, I know that. I just don't really know, like, it's just an AoE, right? Lava burst. Like, when do I throw that in? Because I feel like an AoE, oh, I'll just earthquake, and then I'll earthquake, lightning bolt, earthquake, lightning bolt, earthquake, lightning bolt. Like, when do I lava burst, man? You know? That's what I'm wondering. I just don't really know. Like, do I lightning bolt so I can prime my next big earthquake? Do I lava burst so and then I can chain? Is that what I do? Just like, still do my A rotation, just prime every single one of those hits with a lava burst. Like, lava burst into a chain AoE. Into lava burst, into another chain AoE. Like, what do I do? I just don't really know, right? I'm not familiar with it. But it used to be, like, from what I understood, it was basically, like, in big enough targets, you're just chaining and you're lightning bolting. In small enough targets, you are lava bursting, or, like, whenever you have, like, primordial up. But I'm not really sure anymore. I would like this build. It's pretty easy. I will tell you right now. It is easy. I just need to figure out, like, what is the order of things that you do. But once I figure out that order, it's going to be, like, super doable. It's pretty simple, honestly. I just don't really know, like, what is the order you're supposed to go into. Because I know whenever you, like, have chain lightnings as well as Ascendance is active, you definitely want to chain lightning with Ascendance whenever available. I just need to figure that out, because I know you could Earthquake, Ellie Blast into Lightning Bolt. That's a combo. That's a solid combo. Also, you know you could spread Flame Shocks everywhere. I just don't know, like, how often do you Lava Burst? Because in AoE situations, like, Lava Burst is going to hit one guy. But it's like, do you just still Lava Burst on cooldown just while keeping dots on everybody? And maybe that's the play. Maybe that's the case. I just don't know. You know? Maybe you Lava Burst to set up a big Earthquake. Maybe that is what you're supposed to do. And again, just because I'm not familiar with this build, I don't really know. All I know is I've been told that I don't use it enough. I'm just trying to figure out, like, the details of it. Because maybe that's what you do, right? Maybe you just lava burst a ton. Just so you can get more procs. Who knows? I know that I need to be using my elemental a lot more often. Because that thing has, like, no cooldown basically in this build. But right now I'm just like, look, I'm just so many resources. I'm just chain, earthquake. Because that's all I can really do. But I feel like that's probably more valuable, right? You mean this build? Okay, let me see if I can send it to you. You may be able to figure it out. I'm having a hard time figuring it out, but this is the build. That's not mine. It's got recommended in chat earlier. You expect into rolling magma. You're expecting to rolling magma or is it City Primordial Wave? Rolling magma. Lava burst, overburst, lava burst. Okay. So do I just, like, send it every single time I can? Basically, even if it's just like a single target situation? Because maybe, right? Or maybe they'll just do it like whenever I get a proc. Like a lava surge proc right here. Your lava bursts are consistent? Are constant? Okay. So just use it for free then, yeah? Free to prime another ability maybe? I'm liking the big pulls we were doing, or like decently sized pulls. We could probably pull those flowers, honestly, and these ones as well. Just gotta grab them. Just so we can send them. Oh god. Get rid of one of these. And then big chains. Get my pet. I should also be spreading my dots whenever possible, I think. I think that's the play. Oh yeah, maybe you were right about the cooldown reduction. Maybe that's the play. I feel like I'm just so many resources, man. I can never get rid of them fast enough. That is the one thing with this build. I'm just not sure what to do. And I feel like I'm wasting the resources. So it doesn't feel great. I mean, it feels great to play, but the resource waste does not feel great at all. Just finished solo shuffle was also an experience. Love it. You definitely do get a couple of those here and there, man. You definitely do get some good solo shuffle experiences. Not all of them are absolutely just like the worst thing in the world. Oh, no, but do we mean to reset him like that? Also, I love how he has like almost like, oh, no mind. It looked like he had a million health while in Boomy form, but never mind. I like this guy switching forms though. He's utilizing it, man. He's going for Sunfire Star Surges. I like it. He's doing work, man. Putting in the numbers. Are we just waiting for something? Does he want to fight him out here? Is he trying to do some weird? I'm trying to see if I can save my totem for like when the ads come out. Gonna have more ads here in a bit. Wait, I mean, no. I was gonna say we were gonna be able to break him out or not. It looked like actually we weren't gonna be able to. Okay, with next one I think I want to use the big totem if I can. We'll use the stun totem here. Hopefully I timed it right. Nice, sorta, kinda. I got one. I don't know how I only got one though. Ooh, not having extra Maelstrom to work with it does feel a little bit weird, by the way. Not terrible, but definitely feels weird. Don't have anything here either. Hey, rotation, 6 more targets. Appreciate it, my guy. That helps out a ton, actually. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to peep that really quickly. So it's just your air rotation on 3 or more targets. Okay, perfect. I can take a look at that in a second. Man's helping me with the rotation. How many chain lightnings are in there? Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, not a lot of chain lightnings. Or not super high in priority, are they? You're probably just DPSing me, right? Half a mil is done. Let me take a look at it. So Fire Elemental on cooldown, Stormkeeper on cooldown, use Primordial Wave whenever you got Flame Shocks. Flame Shocks on any target that don't have it. Flame Shocks when a target are up. Liquid Magma Totem when it's available. Lava Burst to consume Primordial Wave. Earthquake on cooldown. But Elemental Blast if you got 3 targets. Lava Beam if you have Stormkeeper active. Or Power of the Maelstrom. So you are trying to prime yourself for big AoEs then. At all times it looks like. Oh, where this guy is at, he's probably going to end up getting me hit, honestly. But you are lava bursting, so you can get yourself a primal proc. So you prime with some kind of a buff. Yeah, both of us got hit. You prime yourself with a buff, and then you hit Chain Lightning. Got it. So you either got to have a buffed up Lightning Bolt with either Power of the Maelstrom, Stormkeeper, or after using Elemental Blast, and then just lava bursting otherwise. Or if you got Lava Beam and Master of the Elements. But Lava Beam otherwise. Interesting. Okay. And then only at the end it's like Chain Lightning when you got nothing really going on. Gotcha. Okay, that's interesting actually. That's neat. I like that. Also, why do you pull these guys? I know some groups do end up pulling these guys though, but I'm not sure why. But I get it now. I never wonder plus 20 with a prop pal I get after that. Come on, dude. What do you mean? What happened? Hold on, it couldn't have been that bad. It's a prop paladin. They're generally pretty good, man. What are you on about? New Shaman spell, 10-7, subjugate donkey. Honestly, I'll be okay with it. Subjugate me while I'm at it, man. You know who could subjugate me? Karlag, that's who. Finish all shuffle. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh yeah. Yo, give me that big AoE. Wait, never mind. Wrong totem. Wait. Oh no, they're all killing me. They're eating me. Hold on. Hold on. Now we can do big AoE. One of these. Another big AoE. Otherwise, we'll lava burst. Okay, I see now. It's gonna take me a second to really get used to this build, by the way. It's gonna definitely take me like a second. Season 1 played Wildfire, summon the Lava Burst. Yeah, Wildfire was a play, but also Season 1 tier set wasn't like, it didn't make it lean into like any specific build or whatever. This one does definitely have some leanings. For certain. Definitely have some leanings in there. But it's definitely, it's gonna take me a second to like, get used to it, honestly. But I feel like if I played it enough, I'd have a lot of fun with it. This guy, I'm hoping we stack up and we just burst. Just stack everything and just nuke, yeah? Hopefully. Yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, this feels pretty good actually. It's a lot less of like things to memorize in terms of like your proper rotation. Definitely a lot less going on there. It's still really, really good. It's still very detailed, but it's just there's a lot less of like specificity to it, I guess. If that makes any sense. It's a little bit easier to get into. Actually quite a lot easier. Because it's very, very simple, like, elemental weaving stuff. But I definitely have to adjust my mindset entirely. What's up, Bran? How you doing, fam? Doing pretty good, my guy. How about you? I'm bad. Oh, I may need help. I may need help. Oh, wait. Oh, big AoE. Hold on. Actually, big AoE. Yeah, my single target with a bit of cleave wasn't that good, but I'm now trying to like adapt it a little bit, just a little. What's the add-on? Those words across the screen telling you when to summon totems. When to summon totem? I don't have an add-on that's telling me when to summon a totem. I have like dodge attack. I have an add-on that's just like bigwigs, which just tells me like, oh, a mechanic happens. Oh, hey, interrupt this ability. That's all it is. It's just like it's just a little reminders and stuff. Just bigwigs being bigwigs, you know. Doing good. Let me know if you got a spot open for more keys. Sounds good. I'll see if I do more after this. Because I do got a raid later tonight, and I usually like to take it kind of easy when I have a raid, and it's in about an hour or so. Although we did end up doing really, really fast clears. We're not done with the raid yet, but last night we got most of the bosses except for like 2. We literally got 2 left. We also got insane StarCraft loot, man. I'm gonna see if I can post it here in a bit. I'm gonna show you guys what we got for our loot. It's incredible how good it is. Actually insane. Oh, we made friends. A lot more friends than we thought we were gonna do. Alright. Well, since we're making friends.
Watch your step.
I'm bad. I could have kicked 2. Oh, this is a lot better for cleave, man. Definitely a lot better for cleave. Oh, that guy's dead. Poor guy. We'll get him up in a second. Not gonna happen if this guy's just bathing in sanguine, though. bathing in it, man. Alright, let me see if I can get you. Where are you? Oh, you actually were just caught in the middle of them, huh? You didn't like blink into them and maybe die? I don't know how you died over there. But there it is. If you were to sacrifice myself, good man. Good man. Team play. Team player, love it. Get cloak? Oh, two dropped. 2 cloaks, 2 trinkets dropped. It is actually insane loot. The most insane loot I've ever seen. I'm gonna give you guys a screenshot in just a second. Somebody in that raid last night took one. It is actually insane loot. 2 cloaks dropped. I wasn't in for the fight, so I didn't get a single one. And 2 trinkets dropped. It is actually just insane. Actually just like hilariously, ridiculously good loot. That's crazy. Let me get you a screenshot just so you could like believe me. I know you guys do already, but like, man, just it's one of those things you gotta see to believe it, dude. I want to make sure I got the receipts. Oh god, please, no, please, please. Come on, man. 6-hour distance. Can you social distance? Wait, Pally, please. Oh, Pally does struggle with the spells though, so fair enough. Like my first boss was a little weird. Dude, the 100. I guess we have percentages, so we don't need to. But I feel like those guys are gonna end up getting pulled anyway. Man, you gotta dispel him. Help. This guy's looking at it like, please dispel him. Ah! Why am I in aggro? Why did they run to me? Just because I healed the guy? Okay, well, whatever, man. Just gonna pump here for a second. Oh god, please. There we go. Now we're good. Now we're actually golden.
Range fire.
Alrighty, I think we're good. Let's do this. Yeah? Boss time. Wish we had like an actual like big bloodlust and everything to go with this. But it's okay.
Attack totem.
And I think I'll do another totem of my own when she drops a totem.
Attack totem.
Nice. Man, it feels like it's been a while since I played Shaman. This is actually really fun. I'm enjoying this a lot. I should have been playing this a lot more. Like, I love the variety of builds, man. This feels a lot different than the Thunder build, which I kind of like. I do wonder what kind of a build we're going to end up getting for, like, the next tier, though, too. Like, that gets me kind of excited, honestly. Oh, this thing just zapped, dude. Look at all that. Lava burst and a lightning bolt. Everything just got sent. Oh, God. That let me... Okay, I guess I did end up kind of jumping through it. I shouldn't be, like, surprised.
Attack totem.
It's a little silly to get surprised at that. Oh, just a lava burst, man. Just give me the burster. Yeah, since I picked up a dot, it's just gonna be extra for us to deal with. That's my fault, boys. Boss is healthy.
Attack totem.
Oh yeah, lightning bolt into a stormkeeper, or lava burst into a stormkeeper lightning bolt. Oh, that's a good combo. That feels great.
Attack totem.
My single trigger damage is definitely not as good as it is with Thunder, but I think it's just a lack of practice with this build. I don't think it's like the problem with the build.
Attack totem.
Alright, there it is. How do we do? Not the greatest overall. That seems like real low overall though. Oh yeah. Okay, it's a little better than that. Alright, so the fire mage definitely popped off. I feel like, I wonder if my AoE damage got better or if it was better at the very start of the instance. So it's kind of mediocre, Did okay here, I did alright in the boss. And then I think it kind of improved. There was some weird pulls here with trash cleanup. Yeah, I think it's just lack of practice. I think this is where I started like applying it at the very, very end of the dungeon. I feel like that's what I was doing at the very ending, applying my rotation properly. Then I think my damage would have been fine. Not a bad build. I'm just like completely like out of practice with it. So I think lightning build is still like the play for me. But wildfire build is good. Dal getting to Mythic Guild for 10 too. I'm getting to Mythic Guild, let's go! Hell yeah! So you already talking to like a guild or whatever? That's awesome, man. Like a prog starter guild? Are they clearing right now? You should get into some of the re-clears, man, if you get into one. Hell yeah. Bliss trying to decide on making me Mage Tower 2.0 or customizable Whelpling Divers? Hold on. What are you talking about here? Trying to decide to make a Mage Tower 2.0 or customizable Whelpling Diapers. Are you talking about like the Whelpling, like the babysitting thing that they added? Dude, I mean, I do hope we get another Mage Tower. Like, stuff like that is fire, man. I'm a big fan of like, give me a challenge that's a solo thing, designed for my class, to do the very best, because I'm a fan of that. Like, I don't know why I can't get into Dark Souls. I probably should just like play, like actually properly play, because I feel like I'd get super into it, because I love the Mage Tower stuff in WoW. Like, give me a difficult solo challenge, man. Give it to me. Because, dude, I ran through every... I am still impressed. I'm still happy with myself that I did this, but I did the Mage Tower on every single spec in the game. I got that one, like, what is it? The Feats of Strength Time Walking achievement. Or is it? Is that a legacy thing, is it? Mage Tower, right? Is that what it is? Mage Tower. Tower Overwhelming, that's the one. Completed every challenge of the Mage Tower on all classes and specializations during the Legion Time Walking event. Very happy with this. Try Remnant 2 since it's hard and rewarding. I was thinking about it because there's a lot of people that I watch that do like the game. They sing praises. I don't know how that's gonna work for now that I'm playing Baldur's Gate, because I'm gonna be playing Baldur's Gate for a while, man. And then they got Starfield, which I'm still iffy whether I want to. I probably should play it, dude. It's a Bethesda game. I played Fallout, I played Skyrim, I should play Starfield. I don't know if I'll be able to get into deep into Starfield like I did with Baldur's Gate. But like maybe, man, it's a Bethesda title, dude. I want to see it for myself. You know, I want to see how good or bad is it going to be. And I had fun with Fallout. I definitely only played that one once though. Skyrim, I keep going back in, and mods keep the game alive. But it's a good game from like the start. It's not quite Oblivion, but like it is a good game at the end of the day, man. I'm hoping for the best on this one too. Just got the staff out of the mega dungeon of my mates. Let's go. That's a good one. I don't think... We'll see if they ever bring back those Mage Tower weapon skins, man, because they were good. They were really good, but I wonder if they would ever bring them back. It's not quite Oblivion, but at least you could level properly in Skyrim. Oh, true, yeah. Oblivion is just... Okay, Oblivion did some things really good. First of all, dialogue is better in Skyrim. It's a lot less cringy. It's very janky. The social human interactions in Oblivion. I mean, with that Oblivion music, it is awesome. Like, it's awesome, but in a weird way. But they did have awesome questlines. The Dark Brotherhood questline in Oblivion is insane. Thieves Guild, also really good. Mage Guild, incredible. Even the Fighters Guild is pretty good, too. Although I did think that the Skyrim, like... it's not a spoiler anymore, is it? The Werewolf Guild, basically. I thought they were doing okay. I thought they were pretty good. And I thought the main story of the Skyrim was actually pretty decent. It's very linear, it's very fast to complete, but it's decent enough. Oblivion is like... I don't know, man. I feel like Oblivion has a lot of this like marvel of exploration and stuff. I feel like Skyrim base version didn't quite have that much. I guess there also DLCs were there, weren't they? If I were to like not take a look at Shivern Isles, which I loved, it was really good. Really good. Very enjoyed. Very much enjoyed. Very much. Like Knights, not as much in comparison. Horse armor, fantastic. What a good DLC. My horse cannot wear armor, and it still dies anyway. So Although the horses in Skyrim, I think, are a lot better than horses in Oblivion. Like, they can literally scale mountains. Horses in Skyrim just like, I mean, they pilot like a blind grandmother. Like, it's pretty bad. I don't know. It's just, those are they're good games. It's just, I feel like they definitely did like the companions and the guilds a lot better in Oblivion. But Skyrim also has so much replayability and such a good game for exploration. Just going around and going places and just going off of the beaten path because you never really know what you're going to find there. And it's pretty good there. It just, I feel like the storytelling has gotten not as good by Fallout. Fallout is a fantastic game for exploration and guns and customizing a character, but it's not a great story. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping the Starfield is like, keeps the exploration because you're literally in outer space. It's a pretty good environment. But hopefully the story is like kind of compelling and good. Because the story in BG3, man, I feel like that just raises my standards. Because I was already compelled like the intro. You start out in a nautiloid ship and then plant a tadpole in your head and you gotta find a way to get it out. Good start. Where it went by Act 2 and then particularly into Act 3. Ha! It just blew my brain out of its head. And it keeps doing it. It keeps expanding on stuff. And it just makes it even more interesting. So I don't really know if there's going to be a game that can really do that. It's one of those games that like already has a good premise. I'm already captivated. But then it grips you. And it's just like, that's it. You're done. I'm surrender. Fallout New Vegas? Fallout New Vegas was great. The thing is, it wasn't done by Bethesda. It was done by the guys on Obsidian. The guys that made the competitor to Fallout later down the line. The, I forget what's it called. It wasn't as, I didn't like it as much. I didn't think it was like, it was good as a game. But like story-wise, I just felt like it was like beaten story. It wasn't my tea, but I know a lot of people liked it. Not my cup of tea though. Best Fallout game. Oh yeah, New Vegas has everything. Not the greatest in combat. Fallout 4 did have better combat. It's really good. But storyline and the factions of Fallout New Vegas was like top. The different storylines, the different endings you can get, the different sides you can like side with, right? How you can solve the game and how you can get a perfect ending that you want to have for that game. It's really, really cool. They did a really good job. Great writing, memorable characters, memorable moments in the game, and it has a pretty good exploration. If they could just do like a game packed with this much like story stuff as New Vegas, but like the combat is refined similar to Fallout, right? And maybe even better. Like that would be the ideal game. And you just give it a good premise, good setting, and just let people get lost. Because it was one of those games that like, even though, and that's when like, because I played Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas later down the line, and like prettier games came out by then, right? Prettier games started to come out, and so Fallout to me was kind of like, man, this game is like not as pretty, but like it's so good either way. Like once you get into talking to characters, once you're starting to figure out what kind of an ending you want to do. I did the Yes Man ending from the get-go, dude. I looked at the the NCR. I saw holes. I just felt like there were a bunch of bitches. I looked at the Kaiser's Legion, and I thought they were a really good faction in terms of like writing, but like obviously the bad guys, but like there's a reason why they're bad, or the reason why they believe what they believe and what makes them like the antagonizing faction. I thought it was pretty good, but like I was just like, man, I don't trust none of them. I'm gonna go Yes Man all the way. And then you get to discover some of the smaller factions as well, and you really sympathize with them more than the big guys too. At least I did. And it was just like, man, when you finally find Mr. House, when you finally have that confrontation, oh man, does it feel satisfying. Kaiser with a female character. Kaiser, I mean, even like they're like the bad guys, but like the stuff they believe is like, it's pretty kind of extreme, but like there was also a reason why they believe what they believe. And it's kind of like survival of the fittest, like the ultimate survival of the fittest. Even like the ending conversations you can have with the final guy at the very, very end, and how calm and collected and super like coherent he is with everything. It was refreshing. It was very, very different. And then at the end of it, doors bust down and there comes the general of the NCR. And you're just like, you slimy little. And then all the bots show up behind him as you dialogue your way out. And then just toss him off the bridge. Off the dam, I guess. Oh, it's so good. It was so good. But yeah, Kaiser was a good one. Didn't enjoy the Fallout 4 story. Yeah, Fallout 4 story is just like, it didn't make a lot of sense. And it felt like it had a lot of potholes. It felt like the characters themselves weren't even super invested. Like the idea behind it of like, oh, You get frozen, woken up from sleep, and you're searching after your son, but your son is actually old because you end up staying in the pod for a lot longer, and now there's this whole institute and railroad. I mean, where it really started to fall apart for me is when you're searching for the railroad, right? Okay, just saw the Brotherhood flying in on the big old blimp, big old Zeppelin. Cool. Got to talk to them a little bit. All right, I see what they're all about. They're kind of same as like what they do in Fallout mostly. And then you get the institute and you're like, all right, interesting. And then you're like, when I went to go take a look at and find out the railroad, and they're supposedly secretive, and I'm just like, oh, looking around everywhere, and it's like, you gotta see if you could find the railroad. Maybe you could find some clues. And you literally look on the ground, there's just like a line, and you follow it, takes you right to the hideout. Ooh, what could be the secret password? You just type in railroad and the door opens. And then you walk in, they're like, how did you discover us? I'm just like, it's almost like you guys have set up big old red arrows pointing at your goddamn hideout with like big old blinking lights. And like, you were like, what's the password? Hint, it's railroad. Right under the question, what's the password where you type it in? It's almost like you had the keyboard, but then you took out all the keys and rearranged them to spell the word railroad from left to right. And you could just literally just... You know what I mean? It's just like... I don't know, man. It had a lot of buttholes, plot holes, but yes, buttholes too. Honestly, it was kind of just a stinky game in the narrative department. But like for exploration, like if you just didn't care about the story and you just went exploring, it is awesome. The stuff you'll find, the creatures you'll find, and the combat situations you'll get into, and little side quests you can get into are actually kind of entertaining. That post-apocalypse thing, they actually did a better job as an exploration game rather than a narrative game. I just hope the narrative is good. I just want to go back to play Borderlands 1 and 2 again. Borderlands, oh man, that's a title that I like the second one a lot. I thought that was a really good character. It just had a different, interesting plot point where it just makes you want to play next level, another level. Just keep going to see more, see further, and you're collecting guns along the way. But like that Borderlands, like... Have you played the Tiny Tina's DLC for Borderlands? I feel like that's what Borderlands has become now. It's like, okay, they do fart jokes, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. Me being a grown-ass man, I still appreciate it. I still love it. Oh, God, it's a kicker. It gives me a chuckle once in a while. But, like, it feels like their humor has not really evolved. It hasn't really changed. And where Borderlands humor used to be, like, really, really good and maybe, like, not super edgy, but definitely, like, trying to stride the line and really trying to be, like, unique. I feel like they've kind of kept to the same guns, and those guns are old and rusty. I guess the best way to put it. But like, the games are fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about like the actual game loop. It's just like the way that they kind of do their games. I don't really know. You can turn your archer in like 50 in Skyrim and steal all your gold back from the trader. Classic Bethesda memes. I do like it though. In Skyrim, what was fun is just like go and get on a bow and then just go and exploring. Skyrim was actually awesome for exploring. I ended up doing this thing, and I've told it on stream before. When I played Skyrim, I decided I'm just gonna make it like an archer class character, and then just made a stealth archer. Whoop-de-doo, everybody in the mother has done it. That was my first time doing it, but it was my first time stealth archer, right? Before, because I wasn't looking up guides on like builds. I just kind of played the game and just explored and did stuff. And I decided to give myself like a quirk. I'm not gonna follow the main story. I'm just gonna go exploring. And I'm gonna follow foxes. I was like just walking around and I saw a fox and I started running away and I was like, I'm gonna follow you. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna see where you lead me. And every time a fox has led me to like a random bandit encounter or a cave with like a bunch of dryads or something or spirits or whatever, and every single time a fox has led me to something new that I just didn't know was in the game, after doing like a full playthrough on my main, which was like a lightning wizard person. Dude, that build was I was so bad at lightning spells, man. I could point blank combat, I couldn't do it. Range, I was okay. Point blank, I'm just missing the entire time. It was really bad. But yeah, turns out foxes do, like when you follow a fox, like when a fox first sees you, it'll run away, but its natural AI, something in it, will make it want to go to like a point of interest. Lead you to abandoned camps and intentional byproduct of programming. Yes, that's what turned out the case. They lead you to like a point of interest or like other people. It's just like this try running away from you, and then for some reason their pathing just takes them to like the closest like location where stuff can happen. So it just turned out pretty good. It just turned out kind of good. Like a really, really good experience. I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it. Speaking about liking stuff, I like this build. I thought it was really, really good. What is this? Why is my screen blinking, by the way? I swear it's like a UI thing. It's only whenever I'm streaming. This never happens outside of it. Bethesda, honestly, to go to for making bugs. Dude, I do think there's definitely a lot of people out there that are expecting bugs out of the next game, and they kind of want it. Like, they're excited to see what bugs they're going to see. Don't get me wrong, a game with bugs can really be funny. Really, really funny. Bugs where the game just absolutely crashes or becomes unplayable or you can't progress or something frustrating do happen, but like nobody cares about funny bugs. Like a game can be super, super buggy, but if it's a funny bug that doesn't like impede your game, nobody cares. Do Mythic on alts? Raid or like Mythic Pluses? Mythic Pluses, yes. Raid, no, not at the moment. We do at some point want to, but also like we know that 10.2 is coming out sometime soon-ish. They'll eventually announce it, and we're trying not to make sure we get burnt out. We're just gonna gear our mains from the tier. Actually, speaking about tier, let me see if I can find the picture for you. There it is. So this was our loot last night. Look at this thing, dude. Look at this thing. This was what we looted from Sarkaret last night. All went to Baby Cake, but you do Master Looter. It's not actually giving them to him. But 2 beacons, 2 voices of Silent Star. One of them I think had like avoidance on it or something. It's crazy. Which mate spec, how you doing? I like Arcane. Actually, no, I've been liking Frost a lot more recently. But I think Arcane is still my favorite all time at the end of the day. 1 more week till Hardcore Classic. That's true. Modern Warfare 3 has been confirmed. A zombie game mode, by the way. First time they had zombies in years. Last time they had zombies, it wasn't that good. So hopefully they'll do something good this time, man. Hopefully they'll make a good zombie mode that is fun to play and that has like a roguelike element to it. Hopefully it'll be good, man. Because it's been a bit like last zombies. There was videos on it, and there was just basically a very uninspired mode that just didn't make a lot of sense from a system design. They still don't have 2 Ashkandis drop in a Robo Zero Melee. We did have 1 Ashkandi drop last night, though. And the guy that wanted it wasn't there. Acid! There's another guy that wanted it too, but he's no longer raiding. Talk about Vanguard zombies. I think that's the one I was talking about, actually. Or the one I was thinking of. I just forgot the name Vanguard. I forgot that was a game. 2 weeks in a row? So I think so, yeah. We actually had Ashkandi, I think, drop week before this, and then this week as well. I believe. Yes. Because the first time we did a fast clear, nothing dropped. Second clear, 1 did drop, and the person that could get it wasn't there for it. And then we got 1 drop yesterday. Zombies should make should be made by Treyarch only. The only zombies that are good are from Treyarch. Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, World of War. Yeah, I feel like whoever did the good zombies and knows how to make zombies that has made good zombies games should be the one doing it. Yeah, I agree with you. I think maybe they should have teams combine and collaborate on that, right? Treyarch of zombies, and maybe should be like you given funding to just like, hey, we're gonna be releasing another Call of Duty game. Could you be the one to work in the zombie section? We want to make sure it's good. You know what I mean? And just take like extra time off, just make sure it's a good game. You know? Zombies in Spaceland was such a good fun game mode. I did not get to play that one. Infinite Warfare Zombies slapped. I mean, because I feel like they've had a couple of misses with Activision stuff, man. Diablo 5 said, wait, what? Diablo 5, what? What do you mean? Diablo 5. Is that real, Parth? But should they though? Mikey Bar said D5 will be less time than Diablo 4. Well, if it's Mikey Bar that says it, then it's not completely out of the ordinary. Hold on, let me look. Because Mikey Bar is the CEO, I don't think he'll be talking like random smack for like no reason whatsoever. Ibarra. Wait, what? Mike? Is that what he's... There we go. Quick. Was it something that has to do with the replies? Did he reply to somebody? Congratulations, Starfield. Great job. Team's back on campus. At Irvine. Join Final Fantasy 16. Like, that's another guy that actually games. I do hope he is a little more involved in what I like to know that he's more involved in like production of all the newer games in WoW and like all the other updates. We have a lot more coming for Diablo 4 and beyond. Is that what you mean when you said we have more coming for Diablo 4 and beyond? Hold on. I want to see if you said anything Diablo 5 specifically. Yeah, is that a tweet? The same interview he said he's planning on DFI for later. People keep data mining it now. Oh, it's an interview. Okay, I was thinking it was like a tweet maybe. That's neat though. I mean, I do hope they can fix Diablo 4. That's all I'm gonna say. I do hope they end up fixing Diablo 4, getting into a state that it needs to be, because the game started off really good, but then they made that one patch that kind of just broke everything. And now the community perception is like, oh, is this game like finished? Were they aware what they were doing? Because some of the changes they had, now it's like almost feels like they, I don't know, it's just a weird sentiment in the community, but basically it feels like they don't really know what they're doing. But like normally you're like, oh, you don't even know what you're doing. They use it as a slight, right? Because you did something that you didn't like. But now people are starting to feel like, wait, maybe they actually like, they made the game, they worked on it, but they don't really know the limits, because there's also some things that are bugged. Like there's resistances in the game, but they don't actually do anything. Like you can get stats for resistance, but it doesn't do anything. So it's like, oh, that's doesn't make sense. And then together with the big patch that they did where they nerfed everything, but it's like, they didn't really fix anything, they just made every class play worse. It made zero sense in terms of like, well, it's not actually changing anything. Or anything in a good way. It just makes a bunch of people's classes the word for worse. But why? And so that combined together with like that weird move, that big sprawling move that they did, that broke a lot of people's builds, and then it's like reverted a lot of them. It was almost like, wait, if you're gonna nerf it, but then you're gonna revert it, it made people feel like, oh, maybe they don't even really know what they're doing in terms of like, maybe that's like they're not super competent with what they made. Like they made the game, they made the engine, they made it run, but then also maybe there's like some people that just don't really know what the back end of things work, because there's some things that just don't function properly. I don't know, man. 50% less damage after patch. Yeah, there's like some unintentional bugs and unintentional patches. That's not new. Don't get me wrong. That's not new. But there are some things of like, oh, this is how this thing works, right? Though the devs will say, oh, this is how this mechanic works. And then players will go and test the mechanic in game and be like, oh, that's not actually how that works at all. So it's like, why is the dev telling me how a stat works when they're wrong? Were you the guy that made the stat? Yes. Are you aware that it's not working as intended? Not by your own quote? So it's just like, it's a weird situation where it's like, no, and I'm trying to see if I can put it in a good way. Like, normally, let's say there's a game out there, right? It comes out, people play it. Devs make a decision for the game, and then you don't agree with the decision. People give them hate. But sometimes it's like you just don't agree with the decisions, but the game still runs on everything. right? And sometimes the game devs know what they're doing. They're gonna make choices. Not everybody in the community is gonna agree with those choices, but they do make decisions that will be right for the game. And sometimes like it turns out, yeah, actually they probably had a point or whatever. But this was one of those things where they make decisions and you're like, hey, I broke stuff. They reverse it entirely. It's like, why would you make changes in the first place? Oh, here's my reasoning why we were gonna do it. And it's like, okay, well let me go test that theory in the game. And it's like they describe, oh, this mechanic or this stat works in a specific way. Let me go test it. And you find out that's not true. It's an extra layer of confusion on top of like people being like upset. But then it's like, wait, why is there like, you know what I mean? It's just extra confusing. And don't get me wrong, like whenever WoW has like patches and updates and something breaks and it's unintentional, right? Sometimes stuff like that happens, but there's at least like a layers and layers of spaghetti code. That's usually a lot of the explanation. And even the devs are pretty upfront about like how things need to work, and they're aware that some things are not going to work in the right way. And when you trace back like why certain things don't work properly with WoW abilities, like why certain spells sometimes like scale out of control, there's usually sometimes a reason for it. Like maybe that spell is borrowing a similar structure as another spell that maybe not a player was able to use, but maybe like an enemy inside of a raid was able to use. They basically copied it, restructured it, gave it to the player, but now it has the same scaling properties as a spell that an enemy used because it's a copy, it's in the structure that a player can use it. But because it scales weirdly with this mob, and now we had level scaling and stuff, the scaling now applies here too, retroactively. You know what I mean? There is some like, you could at least like, it's got to be a big old complicated map, like Charlie from, what's it, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Big old map, he's trying to find who's the goddamn person that's sending the email. And there's all these lines and pins everywhere, right? At least it does lead to like an origin to it, right? Even though it's a weird, complicated, and it's really like a lot of lines going through it, does lead to an origin point at the end of the day. But this one just doesn't really have that like, the pins are everywhere, but there's no like end or beginning, and it's just all confusing, and it just makes no sense. If they're already working on like a Diablo 5, I just hope they fix this one. That's what I'm saying. Wait, I have a level 100 rogue and barb necro, and the barb does more damage by far, like with gear or whatever. Or am I wrong on that? But like, again, even if what also is it's a two-pronged approach too. Like the player perception on the game it's broken. And that's also another thing they're gonna have to fix. Not only do they have to fix whatever the issues are with the game, which I'm not gonna like go through because I don't really play the game that much. I wouldn't be able to tell you what exactly which of these issues are. But there are issues, like there are mechanics like resistances, for example, that don't really work. So they'll have to fix it, but also they have to repair the player perception of the game as well. That needs to be repaired as soon as possible if they want Diablo 5 to succeed. Diablo 4 needs to be in a good spot, needs to be enjoyable, needs to be playable to get people excited for Diablo 4. Because if this is basically you're like, alright, this is Diablo 4, we're gonna start working on Diablo 5 and just put up a couple of seasons here and there, I don't really know how that's gonna work, man. You know, because you can even have a game that perfectly works, but if the player perception is, oh, the game is broken, even if the game works properly, the player perception to some degree can kind of dictate a lot of the conversation. Whether it's true, whether it's false, it is just an assumption or a conclusion the players have come to. Whether it's one player came to that conclusion and it sounds like a likely scenario and other people jump on board with it, or multiple other people have come to the same conclusion kind of within relative area of one another, once that conclusion is there, it is very difficult to shake it off. And I feel like they really need to do whatever they can to repair that player perception, because once it's there, even if perception doesn't match reality, perception is just a thing you'll have to mitigate and find a way to deal with. It just exists, right? I don't know, man. I just don't really know what they could do. I do wish them the best, though. If they are working on Diablo 5, I do hope they do whatever they can for Diablo 4, make it super fun experience, because I have friends that are playing it, that are having fun with it, but also there is like that shadow over it as well. It's just not really great to see. At the end of the day, I do want for Blizzard and all their games to do really well, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I do want them all to do well. Because Dragonflight has been a banger. I'm very excited for what they do with 10.2 and stuff. But man, after playing Baldur's Gate, dude, and how good that game turned out, I feel like that's probably not going to help them either. Like, it's going to be not even just them. It's just every big company out there, like Blizz and everybody else, I think I'm just gonna have to step up. Because I feel like Baldur's Gate is gonna end up helping the community just see like, oh, here's a team of just a set amount of people, 400 only, and they're passionate about what they do, and they made this game that they took their time with, and it works out really goddamn well, and it's really, really fun. So I feel like it's just not gonna help any of these other big companies anymore, and you're just gonna have to find some way around it, man. That's all. Alrighty, boys. I think I'm gonna call it here, though. Got a raid in like 30. Had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, chatting and all that. But yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow I'm not streaming. We're coming back though Friday for 5 hour one of those over on the EU, and then do some more NA stuff as well on the Saturday. Boys, thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate you. I'll see you all of you back with Friday. Good luck in raid. We're hopefully going to be able to walk into the Skarn, slap him around silly, go to Magmarax, have some fun just parsing on that boss because it's not really a lot of mechanics, and then get the hell out of that place and be done for the week, and I can jump back into my Baldur's Gate. Thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Hope all of you enjoyed. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Have a wonderful Thursday. And I'll catch you guys back Friday. Always can reach me on Discord. Join our Discord, by the way, if you haven't yet. All right, boys. I'll see you all of you next one. Peace.